All right. All right. All right. All right. This thing. Hello. Hey, how y'all doing? Yeah, it looks okay. Hey, people, how you doing? My name is Tim Black. Welcome to the Tim Black Show. Welcome to Friday. Welcome to Freedom Friday. And phone number. How's this?
Out of the race for 2020.
That's not it. That's not it. That's a media source, Tim. Where's the phone number? I had a phone number up here. Yeah, I did, didn't I? What is this background? I don't know what this. Yeah, that's it. Oh, I must have got rid of it. Phone number is 319 527 6212. Son of a bitch. All right, so people, hey, so if you are new to the show, I'm your host, Tim Black, and we have a political-based social issue, sometimes culture, pop culture, call-in show, right? And if you are one of those people who care about this type of stuff and you want to comment or listen in to see how your opinion jives with the rest of the world, regular people, well, this is a good show for you to be at because that's what we do here, projects. So anyway, I wonder if people are dropping off the phone call because they couldn't hear me. Yeah, it's going to be, I wonder if it's one of those nights. It's like the phone lines are filling up fast, Johnson. Then all of a sudden I looked and the phone lines people were leaving the phone lines. So that's never good when people do that. Okay, so let's download. I'm downloading now a new phone number so people know how to call in to the show. And I'll put that on the screen momentarily because that's important. People want to know how to dial into the show, Tim. I did have that before. Let's see if we can have it again. So talk amongst yourselves. Bam. Are we running into the same problems we did last time? Damn. I don't know the keys in this application. Or did I just find it? Did Tim Black just find the keys that he needs in order to do that? Boom. Should I try to get fly here? Or should I just be happy? Oh, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Here's the phone number, 319-527-6212. All right, I can get this keyboard out the way. We can go make sure people can hear us on Facebook, YouTube, and Periscope as well. Hey, Periscope, how y'all doing? All right, so first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to jump on YouTube, and I'm looking here. And we got some people on YouTube up. And I'm looking here. And I can look. I can already hear that you can hear. And then we can go to Facebook people real quick. Make sure Facebook people are in the house. See if I got my Facebook people out there, It looks like we have Rahul and Natalie and Gina and Robert and Levi and Bruce and Rebecca and Amita and Robert and Rose and Paula. Angela, all right, there goes the number. Thank you, Angela, for sharing the number out. Tim Black's Wolfpack, you're amazing. Thank you so much. And there we go. Facebook is on. I hear you, Tim. Thank you, Rose. Thank you, Barbara. Thank you. Happy birthday. Thank you so much. And so now we're looking good here. Kara's in the house. No sound on the phone line. No sound on the phone line, Kara says. Damn it. Kara said there's no sound on the phone line. Racist people. People call in early on the show tonight, boy. I tell you, boy. And so while that's rebooting again, look, guys. So I'm trying to. I was thinking about making tonight's show about something different, but what the hell? You can't do that. You got to go with what's going on in the world. You have to go in on what's at the top of the mind for most people. And so there's no doubt that people are concerned with the Democratic Party. And look, here it is. Kamala Harris is the VP pick for Joe Biden. We know that. And a lot of us feel a certain kind of way about that, right? A lot of us feel a certain kind of way about that. I want to tell you something. I have yet to talk to anyone who said, yay, all right. Some people said, I knew it was going to be her. That's what I expected. Here we go again. I ain't voting for him. Go to hell. God, I might have to vote for Trump. People said that. Uh-oh, I ain't voting for nobody. Who's in the Green Party again? Like, I heard everything else except, yay! But when I listen to them talk on MSNBC and CNN, there's like, everybody's like rosy, like happy and shiny and bright-eyed, like, yay, Kamala can really, yeah. And I'm just trying to tell you, I haven't heard a single soul, not a single person. Listen, fat, not a single person, not a single person, Joe Biden, wants you, is excited about you. And I was thinking that maybe Kamala Harris would make some people excited. I thought at least one or two people that I knew, because I know a lot of people. I mean, I'm on a lot of platforms. 100,000 people on Facebook, 100,000 people on Twitter. Nope. Not a single person was like, Tim Black, I've had a change of heart about Joe Biden. I now think Joe Biden is great. I now think he has a winning ticket. Now, hey, look, I'm not creating the news. I'm just telling you what it is. I'm just telling you what's been my experience. I just want you to know what my experience has been. Now, I wonder, since I'm a person with an independent media show that reaches hundreds and thousands of people, millions of people monthly, right? I wonder if Ari Melber or Anderson Cooper or someone like that want to bring me on the show, Chris Hayes, would like to bring me on their show and share with them the insights that I have that they don't have. They sit in, CNN offices, MSNBC studios, whatever that is. And they pontificate and they talk about what they think the little people want or what people think or what's going on. And all that's fine and dandy. But they don't talk to real people. When I mean real people, I mean people that don't work for, their organizations and who are not a part of the machinery. They don't talk to regular people. So, I'm going to try this again, y'all. I knew something was up when people were like jumping off the phone lines like, Hercules. God, that sounds bad. We'll see.
Start your show now. Press 1 to hear important.
Since it appears you're calling back into a live show, we are reconnecting you now.
Now it says I'm reconnected to the Blog Talk. I was connected before, but people said they couldn't hear me. I don't know why they couldn't hear me. But anyway, so I can hear me really, really loud through here. I'm wondering if people can hear me now. So anyway, so this is the thing, guys. Yeah, like everybody could you hit like, please? Could you? Thank you. I forget to promote the show. Could you hit like? Could you share the show? Let people know that you're watching the show. So anyway, back to the thing. Look, what I'm telling you guys is no one's been excited. I haven't seen a bunch of excitability. Now, I'm about to play a clip for you of Dr. Cornel West with Anderson Cooper where they have a conversation about Joe Biden and, Joe Biden picking Kamala Harris. And Dr. Cornel West is going to say some things that I totally agree with, some things you may have heard me say. You know? So check this out and listen to his take of it.
School and Professor Emeritus at Princeton University. Dr. West, great to see you. I want to ask you about the event today with Biden and Kamala Harris, but I just got to talk to you about this tweet. I mean, Trump talking about the suburban housewife, an invasion of low-income housing orchestrated by a black man, Cory Booker. I mean, that's not even a dog whistle. That's just blatant.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Brother Trump is just being the gangster that he always is, but he's desperate. He's not used to losing. He's been winning all his life by means of impunity, no accountability, cold-heartedness, and mean-spiritedness. And I think for the first time now with Biden and Sister Harris, that you actually have a team that might be able to win. And I hope we can push them across the winner's line, because American democracy is about to go under. The empire is in deep decay. And I salute Brother Biden for his choice, really, because I think it's probably the only way he can win. You know what I mean? You got 65% of white brothers who voted for Trump, and 53% of white sisters who voted for Trump within those who were voting. And so you're going to have black folk, you're going to have brown folk, you're going to have Asian folk, you're going to have those white folk who care. You're going to have indigenous people pushing a fascist out of the White House. And yet at the same time, though, Brother Anderson, to keep in mind, the real criteria of what was going on today was set by Curtis Mayfield with that song, Move On Up. And he was talking about a people moving up from slavery, up from Jim Crow, up from Jane Crow, up from lynching, up from the dilapidated housing, up from the massive unemployment, up from no access to health care, and so forth. And then you had our dear sister Kamala, who got that special AKA stamp of brilliance, eloquence, charisma. In fact, much more than even Brother Biden. I think he understands that, but they're going to work that out, I guess, in their own way. But the fundamental question is, you see, Curtis Mayfield was talking about move on up from the vantage point of the black masses, not just the black middle classes, the black masses. So he wants to know, are they going to just allow for blackface in a high place once again, or are they going to be able to deliver wrestling with poverty, wrestling with Pentagon militarism, wrestling with Wall Street greed, wrestling with escalating wage stagnation, and so forth? Those are the deep questions of Martin King, of Ella Baker, of Fannie Lou Hamer. That's the real challenge of our dear sister Kamala.
Well, you know, you've been critical of Harris in the past. I know at one point I think you called her a centrist candidate who acts progressive. You know, do you think those who've criticized her prosecutorial record, or maybe her record as Attorney General, will be able to see past it? I mean, obviously, you know, right now the choices are Biden, Harris, or Trump, Pence.
Right. I think right now we've got to be part of an anti-fascist coalition of conscience. You see our dear sister use Martin Luther King Jr.'s language, coalition of conscience. We've got to make sure Trump leaves the White House one way or another, either by election, or if he loses and he won't leave, then some of us will have to just go and escort the brother. You know what I mean? It's time to go. You've done your damage. But we can't be under any illusions. When Biden and Harris get in there, if they still tied to Wall Street, still tied to the militarism, AFRICOM in Africa, if they still tied to not dealing.
All right. So that goes on for a while, and Dr. Cornel West proceeds to lay out, you know, different issues about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, about neoliberalism and about fascism. I want you to know that was very much something that we've been saying on this channel for a while, is that, and when Dr. Cornel West did me the honor of coming on my channel and we talked, you know, he was saying the same thing then. He was saying, of course, not about Kamala. We weren't talking about running mates. We were just talking about Joe Biden himself. And he was saying that Joe Biden is a better option than Trump for various reasons. But he's taking a different tack now. He's saying, that Trump is a gangster and he's always got his way through mean-spiritedness or doing whatever he had to do to win. And, of course, he's going to try his best to win. Biden and Harris are a team that he thinks can beat Trump and remove Trump from office. He hopes that they can push, that Kamala can help push Biden over the finish line, and that it's going to take a coalition of black people, indigenous people, Native American people, Asian people, Latino people, Hispanic people, all other people to join with white folks that give a damn to make this happen, because 65% of white men voted for Trump. 53% of white women voted for Trump. So obviously, you're going to need someone to make up those numbers, which is, horrific if you think about it. And he says that Kamala is brilliant, she's charismatic, and she's an AKA with a lot of elegance. Okay, so he says all these great things about Kamala, but then he adds and he says, we got to get rid of Donald Trump, and if we don't, and if we vote him out and he won't leave, we'll have to escort the brother out. And can you believe in this basically ripping of Donald Trump, which is what he spent most of his time doing, there were still people calling Cornel West all types of horrific names, badgering Cornel West for even saying, well, if let's help make Biden win. Let's help Biden win. But once we get him in there, we need to force him to not give in to Wall Street, to not give in to the military-industrial complex, and to not, give in to Big Pharma, him and Kamala. And if they do, we're going to have to go after them. There were people who are still they're such Democrat, vote blue anywho, and take a long, strong boo-boo on anybody who says anything. And I do mean anything. I mean, Dr. Cornel West, he spent most of this interview talking about Trump's failures and how we need to get rid of Trump. And he even said he will vote for Biden, but he won't support Biden unless he does these things. And they still come for him. So what I'm trying to tell you is that the Democratic Party is beyond redemption. It's incorrigible. They will not take criticism of any kind. And what they're doing now is they're taking people who really aren't progressive and they're putting them on platforms. And they're giving these people the impression that they are progressive people, that they are the part of the party that makes the noise on Twitter, that makes the noise in the streets. They are not those people. Okay? But they're giving those people a platform. And what they're doing is they're complaining when people like Dr. Cornel West get a platform. They don't want to hear any criticism. The man just said he'd vote for Biden. He just said he wants Biden to win. That's not good enough. You not only have to support Biden, but you cannot mention that Biden is the author of the crime bill, though it's the truth. You can support Kamala and say you want Kamala in there instead of Pence, but you cannot mention that Kamala was a 3 strikes and you're out type of prosecutor, was tough on crime, meaning poor people. When you say tough on crime, scratch that. People stop believing that. It's not tough on crime. It's tough on black people and poor people. That's what it means. It means blame poor people for all the failures in our society. That's what it means. Because we all know police don't stop crime. They react to it. So forget that idea that it's law and order. No, it's the law and order to protect rich people's stuff and then take you to jail, where half the people there haven't been convicted of anything. They can't afford bail. And they can't afford representation, so they plea bargain, even for crimes they didn't commit. We all know this exists. But if you mention that Kamala was a happy participant in that structure for many years, not this huge change agent that she professes to be now, looking back, I think this and I think that, and maybe I should have been for legalizing cannabis, and maybe those drug offenders, nonviolent drug offenders who should have been released, maybe I should have released them instead of using them as prison labor. keeping them because I wanted to not have to hire firemen to fight fires. But if you even mention that, the truth, they're saying that you are a Trump supporter. You cannot win with these people. You cannot win with these people. They don't want to hear any truth that's inconvenient for them. Truth is not inconvenient or convenient. It is what it is. Wasn't it Malcolm X says he stands for truth no matter who's saying it? These people do not follow the principles of Malcolm X or anyone else that you would call yourself to respect when it comes to them winning or losing. Like that's all they care about. If we'd have had a just system that counts every vote, that doesn't gerrymander us to hell, that doesn't cut off voting machines in progressive districts or districts where more conservative Democrats might lose races if more of us come out, like they do the same things Republicans do. And then you want to act like there's a huge difference between the two. And even when we say, okay, and I will admit, I'll tell you straight up, I want Trump to go. I'm not a Trump supporter. Tim, where's your no Joe button? Well, I'm not wearing a no Trump button and a no Joe button at the same time. You're not going to make me appear to be a Trump supporter. I won't do that. You can go get one out of my store. I still sell them. You can go get one and wear it. But I don't want people thinking I support Trump because I do not support Trump. I support neither one of these candidates. Now, if my word is not good enough for you, that's fine. You can go F yourself. Now, back to this. Dr. Cornel West lays it out as well as it could be laid out. These people are thick-headed, they're neoliberal, and they are supremely focused on the jobs they expect to get under a Biden-Harris regime. I saw a very happy, ear-to-ear smiling Zerlina Maxwell on MSNBC because she's in the inside group. She's part of that group. She's part of that crew. I saw Dr. Jason Johnson back on TV again because now black is in. Black is back, baby. Black is back. And they're not going to go get independent black voices. They're not going to get people who have actual followings. And I went up against Dr. Jason Johnson in the court of public opinion and whooped his ass. Because his following is a bunch of 9 degrees of separation from the political establishment. They don't really care about him. They don't know him. They don't give a damn about him. Nobody watches him for him. They watch the show and then he appears on the show. He thought we were lightweights. He thought he could talk a bunch of smack and just run over people. And then he got ran over by the wolf pack. And then he lost his job. See, because these people don't really have followings. They really don't have an audience that gives a real damn about what they say and what they represent, because they represent nothing. So what we built here is a true left community. The thing is, the Democratic Party, the DNC, and their media entities that feed off of them, the CNNs and MSNBC, they don't care about what real people think. They're not interested in what the masses are thinking. You think they would tune into the Tim Black Wolfpack and listen that it's not just Tim Black ranting needlessly or countlessly or, well, of course, yeah, I do that. But on phone nights, when there are people calling in from all over the globe, all over the country, and some people internationally calling. We got expatriates, people who used to live in the States, now live in other countries who still care about the United States, and people who live in Canada, and all of our neighbors who call in, who are not paid, who are not in focus groups, have been through some type of training in an off-site office and told what to say. None of that garbage. Just regular people calling up. You think that they want to hear those people? They want to hear what real people think about Kamala's record and if they are that forgiving? If they really care more about what's in her playlist than what's in her heart, than what's been in her history? You think they care more about that her mama is Indian than they care that Kamala Harris was a tough on crimes, tough on black people, tough on poor people prosecutor? Was against legalizing cannabis? That locked up more black people. Her and Joe Biden have probably locked up more black men than slavery. I'm saying probably because I'm not sure of the numbers. But we know they running neck and neck. California is a big state. And Joe Biden, that 3 strikes law, that's a big, big, big deal. So I put out several videos about how I felt about Kamala Harris and Joe Biden over the course of, I don't know, the last 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 months. Long form videos, entire shows, 20 minutes, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, 60 minutes, 90 minutes. So how I feel about it, you can easily find it. You can easily find where I stand on these issues. But unlike some, I also think Trump needs to go. I'm willing not to have a Trump audience and say that, because it's the truth. They both need to go. They all need to go. But if I had to choose between who I'm going to be fighting, I'd rather not have to fight anyone. You understand what I'm saying? But that's just the way it is. As long as we want Medicare for all and the big donors don't want it, we're going to have to fight. As long as we want the rich to pay their fair share of taxes and to get the boot off the neck of the poor, we're going to have to fight. We have to be willing to fight. We're going to have to fight. It's never going to be we can just go to sleep again. Those of us, I'm sorry, if you are woke, you have to stay woke. What did George Carlin say? What America does not want is a group of people that are capable of critical thinking. Critical thinking skills. What they don't want is Americans capable of the ability of clear thinking, of logic thinking, of critical thinking skills. They want to put a mini mall besides the major mall. That's what they want. It's a big club and you ain't in it. That's all it is. So until people embrace it, accept it, and damn it, I wish it was different, but it is what it is. So Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, I agree with Cornel West again. Once again, I believe that Kamala Harris gives Joe Biden the best chance of beating Donald Trump. As I thought about it, it's going to be very difficult. Because see, what the Republicans love to do to get a lot of white folks who love cops to vote for them is they tell them how much Democrats are soft on crime, which is black people, poor people. Well, we've established that. That's who it really is. But it's going to be hard to prove that with a record like Kamala's. How are you going to prove that Joe Biden is soft on crime when he made the 1994 crime bill? It's going to be real, and it's going to be very hard when you got Kamala, the top cop. So he's going to say it, and his people, at least half his people going to believe him, won't check a damn thing. They'll just go, yeah. Forgetting what attorney generals do and what prosecutors do. Totally forgetting that. Don't care. Won't resonate. It won't register, so it's going to be close. Because what's a prosecutor? I have no idea. I thought she likes the Black Lives Matter, and no, she doesn't. Why do you think there is a true left, bunch of pissed off true progressives? Because she's a liar about how progressive she is. Who ever heard of a progressive prosecutor? Your job is to lock people up. Now, there may be some progressive parole officers, some progressive defense attorneys, some progressive homeless shelter, halfway house. There may be some progressive, drug rehabilitation center workers. There may be some progressive therapists and psychotherapists. And there may be some, you get what I'm saying? But there ain't a lot of progressive people locking people up. So, I know they're going to try to sell it. And there are some dumb people who vote blue who really think that it's a progressive way to put your knee on someone's neck. Kamala Harris wouldn't even make all the officers in California wear freaking body cams because she wanted the police union to support her bid as senator. Think about it. And now, Black Lives Matter. And we got people mad at Black Lives Matter people, the real Black Lives Matter people, not this last iteration of it that's manufactured through MSNBC and CNN and other media entities and DNC sponsors, watered down, whatever form this is. some HGMO pumped up, infused with some chemicals and steroids. I don't know what this is, but the real organization was full of real people. The grassroots was real people. So, and still, they're looking at this organization. They're saying no. It's been used just like anything else. Just like your Tea Party got used, dummy. Your Tea Party ain't what it used to be, Johnson. It got taken over. Once it gets big enough, they take it over. They usually use money. We just want to help you. Then they say, "Ha, gotcha. We own you." Or they just take your name, like they did the sister who started Me Too. Oh, black woman. Oh, no. Look at your nose. Look at you. You're dark skinned. We'll take this. Thank you. And they take it, and now it's ran by people like Deborah Messing, right? Alyssa Milano, who know nothing. So this is what happens. This is what happens. Very genuine when it started out. Very, very, very morally ethical on the right side, fighting for the people, and has become this thing that's not what it began. So all I'm saying is, the moral of the story is, no, all I'm saying is that close your eyes and picture Kamala is white. And you be like, ooh, because come on, man. And then realize you got Amy Klobuchar. But hey, man. Hey, you know. Hey. It's America. That's what it is. It's what we do. All right, guys. I hope the phone lines are working. That would be really nice because I don't have all the answers. But I will put the phone number up. Let me lock this phone number in place here. Booyah! Locked in place. The phone number is 319-527-6212. That's the number you call into. I'm hoping that people on the phone lines can hear, brother. And I'm hoping that we'll be able to hear them. I noticed the last show, callers were really low. So I want to very much get the call volume up. That's not cool, man. You guys ready for phone calls? I'm ready for phone calls. You ready for phone calls? Let's do the phone calls. Okay, so I'm going to try my best to do that. YouTube people, hey, Tim didn't do shout-outs for the YouTube yet. Yeah, so we're going to go to phone calls, man, because like I said, I want to show the world that there are people, real-life people with real-life opinions. And I want to restore your faith in humanity, that there are people with various different awareness levels, that there are people that know what's going on. Because some of us just assume nobody understands anything. And most people are just, no, that's not, I don't think you're right. I think you think people don't know anything. When people start hearing Joe Biden lie, Kamala Harris lie, Trump lie, Mitch McConnell lie, Paul, whatever his name, Wayne Paul, whatever his name, lie. When they start hearing Lindsey Graham lie, when they hear Chuck Schumer lie, they know they're lying. They just go, they check out. They mentally check out, or they just change the damn channel. I want you to know the approval rating of Congress is very low. Stop believing that everyone's accepting and believing this garbage. They are not. They feel powerless, disempowered. They are disgusted by their government. Disgusted. 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 That's what they are. So let's, I want everyone to kind of entertain that notion for a bit. So I see a lot of people with no faith in their brothers and sisters, man. So anyway, all right, I'm going to try to. Yeah, there is. This is crazy loud. I tell you, it is crazy. I'm going to go ahead and go to my 303 number and we'll see what I can do here. 303, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello?
Hey, 303, can you hear me on the phone?
Yeah, I hear you.
Okay,
How
my
you
brother.
doing,
Hey, how you doing, man? Who's this?
I'm doing well, man. Well, James.
James.
Actually, I'm Progressive Revolution too.
Progressive Revolution. What's up, brother?
Man, the world. You know what I mean?
All right now.
It's kind of crazy out here. But I'm kind of torn in a lot of different ways. Basically, the first is because I'm trying to find a way to put this the best way I can here, and it's trying to get people to understand that presidents are puppets. That's the best way I can say it. They're puppets. The only power they really have is the executive pen, and that's after 2 years of being in office. Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, can you hear me? Yeah.
I want you to know I just realized who you are, man. Thanks for calling me, man. All right, now. Yeah, because I didn't recognize. I didn't recognize you at first, man, but now I know. Okay, brother. Hey, y'all, this is Progressive Revolution, the P-R-L.com that I told you about. So go ahead, Progressive Revolution. This is your time, brother. Go right ahead.
Well, what I'm trying to say is the problem that I'm having here is most people are so blinded by the media and the focus on the president that our voting priorities are all wrong. Presidents don't write bills that become law. Congress does. If you look at Nancy Pelosi and Mitch McConnell, I'm 55, and they've been in office basically my whole lifetime because they write the bills that become law. I mean, look at it right now. During the pandemic, Mitch McConnell decided to go home instead of working on this bill. But yet, everybody say Trump is our greatest threat. Don't get me twisted, not advocating, and he is a horrible man. But at the same time, Congress is even worse because every cycle, all we do is go into the phone booth mad at the president and vote straight color down ballot, sending Congress and everybody else locally back to screw us. And that's what's really that's the point that I'm trying to make, and what I'm really trying to get out here is just to educate people to see that presidents, although they have their purpose, it's Congress that's running and controlling this country while they're playing Republicans and Democrats like fools. They got us fighting each other, so we won't focus on them. Look at the laws that they put forth. Then none of them are what they've seen. If you go through their records, everyone is lying. And the reason they do this is because they know the majority of people will not check their records. And that's why they get away with it. The hard reality here is, although our presidents are bad or whatever the case may be, we really need to look in the mirror at ourselves, because we go into the booths blinded and not armed with the knowledge of everybody else down ballot. How many people know who their representatives are in Congress, the Senate, or for better yet, on the state level? Most people, when they go into that into the voting booth, like I say, it's just, I call it gang color voting, because that's all you do. You vote for the top of the ticket and everybody else of your color. And that is what's really killing us. We need to look inward and stop always projecting outward and pointing fingers and be accountable for our actions. It's our actions in those booths that's screwing us. Well, actually, the website is basically an information research website. You go to the website and you can find information on congressional records, on electoral, everything government. Let's just put it that way. It's a government information website. And I would love everyone's input to help me improve this website for everyone else as well. I'm just getting started. Like I was telling you before, I'm a truck driver, and I was out for 9 months, and I just came off the road just recently when things opened back up, and I'm taking time off, and this is what I'm putting my time into right now, to getting my website perfect and up and running so everyone can find knowledge, the knowledge they need to go into the voting booths armed. And I don't know. I mean,
yeah. Well, James, I think you did a great job, brother.
P-R-R-L.com. It stands for Progressive Revolution Links, and that's really what it is. It's a link website. I link you to money in politics, like I said, government research. I'm kind of tongue-tied right now.
It's all good. It's all good, man.
Please just go to the website and check it out, man.
Well, James,
and Tim, I really appreciate what you do. I mean, I honestly, there are times that I'm online sometimes when I have the time, screaming to the top of my lungs trying to get people to understand this, and they're just so blinded by their hate for the other administration they can't see anything else. We need to step back and take a look at ourselves and then move forward. But I appreciate you because you keep me going, man. There's times I just want to say, forget it, and walk away because people are not listening. But I see, and I've been watching you since 16. Wow. And I got to say big ups, and I appreciate you for staying strong and keeping it moving.
That's it, man. That's it. Thank you, James. Once again, my brother, it was great hearing from you, man. And I got to move on, but I want to say this. Guys, go to p-r-r-l.com. And as he stated, like, this is the beginning, and I think it's a great beginning. It's an informational website. It gives you information about what's important, and it tries to get your focus off of just who's in office as far as the president, but in Congress and our representatives and how they actually, the legislative branch, make the laws that restrain us all. So that's where we need to focus our attention. And especially when you got a person in there like Trump who's doing something crazy every other day. And some of you know this. I know some of the Wolfpack, you know what I'm talking about. You know what James is talking about. And that's why when James approached me and told me about his website and I took the time to check it out, I said, I could work with this brother because he is talking about real change. So, and I also, this is dangerous. James, you are a dangerous man. And because you're focusing on what really matters. Last point. Only thing I disagree with you about, brother, is that people don't know what you think they know. And they have been disempowered. See, it's our job in the media to give people information. Information that can save their lives, information that can empower them, information to build wealth, information to raise their children, information to protect themselves, information to remain healthy. Like, it's a job. It's our job to give people that. That's what media is there for, not just sell you stuff. So the average person has not been given the information that they need in order to make informed decisions that you're talking about. They are rejecting your message because they have to hear it so many times before they accept it. And it's contrary to what they're being told. That people want shit easy. They want to believe that if they just got rid of Trump, everything would be fine. People want to believe if they just got Bernie in, it would be fine. We know it wouldn't. That's what Dr. Cornel West, I had to learn that from Dr. Cornel West. Ain't no magic bullet. We're gonna need a lot of hands on deck. So thank you, James, once again. Oh man. All right, guys. I'm just wondering why this thing is doing what it's doing here. All right, I'm gonna go next call. Next call, 978. You're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
And I'm number 2 this week. Hi, Tim. It's Rebecca Lane. How are you?
Hey, how you doing, Rebecca?
I am feeling really good. Now, I want to just check with you really quickly. I sent you a follow-up email. Were you saying something about a press pass last week when I called because I'm going to the March on Washington? If I misunderstood that, totally cool. But if so, I am interested. Moving on from that, I was extremely disappointed by the Kamala pick. I thought that was just the only person I didn't want them to pick. I wasn't going to vote for them anyway. But I thought maybe, somebody that didn't have, well, true. No Joe. I've got a no Joe button. Fuck that. But I thought if they picked maybe a a woman of color that didn't have such baggage, that people didn't know as much about, that might have been better. We certainly weren't going to get anyone more progressive. But I just thought, don't pick a cop. Please, God, don't pick a fucking cop. And now we literally have like the dream team of the architect of our disgusting criminal justice system and the bitch who like enthusiastically enforced it in the biggest state with the biggest population in the country. That's, wow, that just blows my mind that they think that that's a winner. Now, listening to you talk about it, I do appreciate that perspective, and it does kind of open my mind up a little more. And one thing I just really wanted to share with the Wolfpack, on Monday, I went to the post office, and I think it was Monday, and I talked to two older Black women, and I live in Michigan, and I asked them about what they felt about it. And I was completely like neutral. And these women were so happy, and they were so, I don't know, there was just a light in their eyes, and they were just excited and enthusiastic. And I felt like they were either like, not necessarily low information voters, but definitely MSNBC information voters. So like not totally with it, not woke. They're just doing what the Democratic Party tells them to do. And listening to them talk and having this conversation, I just decided, you know what? I cannot shit on that, because you made it very clear the other day, you know, they are 99% of them vote Democrat. And they have been supporting this party, which I'm not even part of the party anymore, so fuck them, but they really have been the backbone of not only the party, but this entire country for, you know, centuries. So I think if they're going to have this moment, then they're just going to have this moment, and we need to let them have that. I'm not going to work against them. I'm not going to complain about them online. I'm not going to convince people to vote green, which I am going to do. They'll find out on their own. But I just thought, wow, they're so happy, you know, and they probably didn't know if they were going to see that in their lifetime, and I just couldn't take that away from them. So I just was like, yeah, that's great, guys. Good for you, you know, and I, you know, just kind of played it off. The other thing that I wanted to say about it was I couldn't really find a silver lining except that she is an Asian woman. She's listed as an Asian woman as far as being in the Senate, like whatever that thing is, that's the box she checks. And so Asian people have never had a candidate like this, you know, and I don't like her. She's trash, but it's something, I guess. So just trying to find the positives in it. That's about all I have. I'm really excited about the March on Washington. I'm super sad that you will not be there. Oh my God, I wanted to meet you so bad. But me and my 7-year-old mother are going, and it's just going to be great. So everybody just stay positive and get your mail-in ballot and then drop it off at City Hall. And that's how you circumvent this whole thing with Trump, who I just saw a thing about him. They're taking out post boxes. They're just picking them up by the hundreds, and they're getting rid of them. Like, yeah, you don't get to mail your vote. Great. Anyway, that's it. Tim, you do a wonderful job, as always. And
wow. Thank you, Rebecca. It decided to cut out at your very end, but I think we got you. Yeah, we're Rebecca, we are working on that. We got your email about the press pass. And you may have the opportunity. We're going to be credentialed for that march because I did plan to go. So we're on a list for press for that event, and we'll be in touch with you about the event. So thank you for offering, and thank you for being you. Gosh, man, I'm sitting over here. I'm stuck on your comment about the sisters who were very happy about Kamala Harris, and I'm not saying support their delusionment. They are deluded. They're being bamboozled. They're being run amok. Okay? So I'm not saying support that at all. I need to educate them. And when I say, you know, and it doesn't necessarily have to be me, but preferably a person of color who in this country that's, you know, has this history of bigotry and racism and Karens. You don't want to be called a Karen. So I would tread lightly on that just because they may not understand. Now I'm certain there are people who would disagree with me on this, but I just think that certain people, sometimes you need other people to explain things in a certain way And if they're already closed off to you giving them the information, all you can do is say, "Oh wow, here goes an idea. Here's an idea. This is what I feel comfortable telling you as a friend." Use our sprinkle some facts on them theme, right? Sprinkle some facts on the method, okay? How about, hey, wow, so you're really happy about Kamala? Yeah, she is amazing. She's a very intelligent woman. You know what? Check out how her record is in California as prosecutor. I could have swore I heard that she wouldn't let, that she prosecuted, single moms if their kids were late for school. I could be wrong, but, I suggest take a look at that. Because that kind of bothers, seemed a little weird. Don't let them know how you really feel. But give them information that if they are so inclined, they can go look up for themselves. That's what I suggest you do, because I care about you, and I don't want you to get into a confrontation. And more so, and it's like I always say, a man convinced against their will is of the same opinion still. So if you tell them, they're not going to believe you. They're going to call you racist, a bigot, a Karen, or something else. And because in some cases there were racists and bigots and Karens telling black people what to do. But if you just give them the information, a little hint, maybe they'll be inquisitive enough to go find out. Hope that works for you. All right, let me go to the next call. I'm talking a lot. Thank you, Karen. Thank you. Damn, I called you Karen. Thank you, Rebecca Lane. Oh, man, I tell you, man, we got a tough. 702, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
I think it's me.
Yes, it is.
Hello?
Hey.
This is Marcy. I'm calling from Las Vegas, Nevada.
Marcy.
I've been following and watching you for years.
Thank you, Marcy. I appreciate you.
And you speak truth to power, and I always enjoy what you have to say, and I've never seen such divisiveness in my life. I don't mean with you, but just what's going on. It's scary. Yeah. And the callers so far, it's true. There's so much identity politics. And I listened to the piece what Dr. Cornel West said, and I agree. I mean, both parties do suck. We're kind of stuck with this crappy two-party duopoly, and it needs to change. And then on another note, I am a national delegate for Bernie. We know it's not a real convention. I voted no on the platform. It was my line in the sand. We have to have Medicare for all. So many people have lost their insurance. I don't have to tell anybody listening or you. It's just an outrage. Anyway, I just wanted to say I appreciate you and for always speaking truth to power. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Marcy, for calling up. I appreciate you as well. And thank you for doing your bit for the as a delegate for Bernie Sanders. Yeah, identity politics does suck. I wonder if people do people consider it identity politics what the Trump people are doing? I think there's an identity when it comes to patriotism as well. I mean, there's people the people who identify with those stupid ass monuments of slaveholders and shit, isn't that identity too? What was Trump running on if not identity? So yeah, I see it. Like Kamala Harris has been doing a good job her whole career of using identity politics. But I've been told all politics is identity. We are who we are, and that's what we are. And that's what we use. We use who we are. But when we say it's not about who you are and what you bring to the table, but what you are, that's most important, that's when I think identity politics is horrible. You know what I'm saying? That's the type of identity politics I think we need to get rid of. And that works the other way too, when it's just that you're just a white guy. And like there's a lot of like white guys in my space, and a lot, like 90% of who are doing who's successful at doing commentary or anything news related are white guys. Maybe not 90, 80%. And then, or something, it's crazy. And then, 20%, I don't know. I maybe I'm getting the numbers off. But then there's white women, and then there's black men, and then there's black women. And no one goes identity politics, identity nepotism, or identity favoritism. No one does it. So I see it. I don't know. I mean, is it just coincidence that's how it is? So like I see it everywhere, and not just in politics. And it sometimes trips me out how people, I think, who are progressive and they understand how this stuff works out in politics and how it's detrimental to society, but in their own lives and in their own business, they don't see it and they pretend it doesn't exist. And then, we say, they don't change it in politics because they're benefiting from it. I think the same thing holds true in business. They don't want to change it because they're benefiting from it. And then to bring it up, as in politics, if I bring it up, it's considered being negative, totally ignoring the whole basis of what I was talking about. So, yeah, I agree with you, Marcia, that identity politics is horrible, and if we just look at record with Kamala Harris and Joe Biden, I mean, the fact that Joe Biden is even up there, that's Joe Biden. Look, Joe Biden he won the primary. How did he make it? How'd that happen? Well, that wasn't identity. That was just corruption, right? So I guess that's... I'm going to go to the next call, guys. God, I can't wait to get the new system, boy. Goodness gracious. This is horrific, man. All right. 562. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, what's up, Tim Black? How you doing? This is Marv from Cali.
Marv in the house, man. What's on your mind, my friend?
Yo, man, I'm kind of subdued and kind of pissed off, man, because in the midst of a pandemic where millions of people in this country have lost their jobs, and probably the great majority of those people who lost their jobs had their health care tied to that job, our government takes a break until after Labor Day? What the kind of shit is that, man? That's some end of New Jack City, Nino Brown, when he had the gun, on his homie, and he's like, my brother's keeper, and he blasts him anyway. That's our government saying that to us. You know what I mean? It's like, we got people that's getting evicted because all the moratoriums have expired, and they go on a recess. If that's not, man, honestly, I like I said Tuesday, I can give a damn about Kamala, or Kamala, my bad, I'm sorry. I live in Cali. It's gonna be a blue. They're going blue anyway. So I'm sitting out this presidential. So man, screw all that. We got people hurting. That's like the real thing right now. We got people hurting. We got people facing eviction. We got people. Thank God I'm blessed. If you want to say being hurt was blessed, but I mean years ago I got hurt on my job on a local municipality. Union represented it. So retirement from. So I did have a job to supplement that income, but when COVID hit, I lost that job. So unemployment has been cool, but my benefits are supposed to run out come February, and everything is tentative. You know, a lot of schools across the country have opened for business already. Our district is doing the first month online and then in person, you know, after that first month, but it's still tentative. Cali is still a hot spot, you know what I mean? And I worked for the district. So if, God forbid, as news stories have been circulating, if this fall is supposed to be bad, school in Cali might be out all the rest of this year and come the beginning of next year. You know, worst case scenario, which means I'm still out of a job. And then my benefits is going to run out. You know what I mean? These bastards took a fucking recess when people are still needing money. That's all I'm going to say, bro. I'm pissed off on that shit, man. That's foul. That's I mean, in the subject of Kamala, you know, Trump, Biden, and all that stuff, there's no way we can vote that shit right at this moment. But yo, think about that shit, everybody. Yo, that's some foul shit. That's foul. They took a recess when people is hurting.
Yep.
Peace, Tim.
Peace, Marv, man. Thank you for calling up, man. Absolutely agree, man. Wow. Wow. All right, I'm going to stop messing with that mute button. Okay. Yeah, a lot of people's health care is tied to their employment, and they're unemployed, and therefore they have no health care. And they went home. That's how much they care about us, Johnson. That's how much they care, Robin, Spencer, Evil Yoda, Dina 81, Ricardo, Diana M, IIC Cherry. Facts. Yeah, I know I forgot. I think Cherry said, Tim, you forgot to do call-outs earlier. The Squad Plus One and Jilly Love and Schultze and Jim Hayden. Thank you for being here, guys. My New York City girl, all my Wolfpack people, thank you, my New York City girl, my NYC girl. Thank you, Wolfpack Savage, Mike Sarvis, the town. I appreciate you all for being here, man. Keith Casey. So I'll get you in between. You know what I mean? I'm gonna shout you in between. You know, keep you interested, you know, till we get to the next call. 252, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello?
Hey, how you doing?
Hey, this is Kira from Fayetteville. Hey, Tim. Happy birthday.
Hey, thank you, Kira. I appreciate you. Hey, Kira, I put out a video with you and Big Russ, the trucker guy. I put two truckers on the same video.
Okay. I know, and I saw that there was one that called in earlier. I hadn't heard from him before. I just say shout out to them because it seems like, you know, the progressive revolution ones that's, you know, on the right track. You know, I hate to say it like that, but as truckers, because we are all around, we can gauge what's really going on all around the country, and so that gives us a different perspective no matter what race we are. You know what I'm saying? So yeah. But I called to talk about, you know, that's something that may get me in trouble, but you know, I'm just gonna say it because I don't agree. You know, I didn't like it when Bernie did it, and quite frankly, I don't like it now that Dr. Cornel West is doing it. Why go and tote the party line? You know, Shaun King got a lot of flack for it too, you know, this week. Why go and tote the party line and say that, you know, we got to get the fascists out of the White House? Understood, but, you know, that's not our main priority. We know that Congress is our main priority. We know this as progressives, and that's why it's been such a beautiful thing to see Congress getting alleviated of some of these political dynasties this week. It was awesome, or last week. It was awesome, and I support that wholeheartedly. I don't mind if Donald Trump stays in the White House and we take both houses of Congress, because it's going to effectively muzzle him from doing anything, and I feel like that should be the goal. That should be our primary objective as progressives, because that's the only way we're going to instill change, because, you know, some of the other callers are right. Legislation is written in Congress. You know what I'm saying? And even if Donald Trump vetoes it, Congress can re-veto it by 2/3 voting over his veto. So it's not necessarily the president we have to worry about. It's about muzzling him. He's had Mitch McConnell right there, two-stepping him in two-step tandem with what he's been doing. That's the reason why he's had the amount of power that he's had. And I feel like if we don't face that fact, then that's gonna be a huge problem. And well, it has been a huge problem. That's why, you know, I was thinking that Cornel West, you know, when he did the interview with you on your show, I was thinking that he was gonna support somebody in the Green Party or the Socialist Party, just to, you know, give that fresh perspective from a progressive side and not bow down to the establishment, because we already knew that when he went on that show that particularly black people were not going to be with nothing he was saying about accountability. Look at how accountable they've held Obama. Obama is been out of office for a while now. He's still the most popular politician, although he has not did anything throughout the whole 8 years for any African American. I mean, we lost as a whole race of people 53% of our wealth under Obama, and there's been absolutely no accountability, and we have the numbers. We know what he did. We know how he worked against black people, in particular with the policies that he made. He cut social welfare programs just like Donald Trump. It's almost as if he was a Republican president. You know what I'm saying? So why should this person be looked at as the most popular politician and the best to ever do it, when honestly he didn't do what was best for the people? He did what was best for him and his family. You know what I'm saying? I was shocked to find out that their wealth has now surpassed the Clintons. I was shocked by that. You know what I'm saying? You don't get in that kind of money from, you know, when he came into office. I think him and his family was worth about $2 million. Now they're worth almost $200 million. I mean, you don't get that kind of wealth from, you know, doing the right things by the people, like Jimmy Carter. You know what I'm saying? You don't get that kind of wealth. And I just think it's bullshit that a lot of progressive, not just Cornel West, not just Bernie Sanders, a lot of people are saying that if Joe Biden and Kamala get in office, that we're going to be able to hold them accountable. Where was the accountability, or where has it been? Black people are not going to hold them accountable, because that means they have to hold themselves accountable for voting them in and them not doing. They're not going to do it. I don't have any faith in that. I have absolutely no faith in that. That's why I cannot vote for Joe Biden, and I cannot, you know, I bit the bullet. You know what I'm saying? I was a Bernie supporter. I voted for Bernie in a primary in 2016. When he lost, I did what he said. I voted for Hillary. I bit the bullet and I voted for Hillary. It wasn't my best moment, but I did what he said because I felt like, okay, the lesser of two evils. You know, I bought into the narrative. But as I have grown, both in my mentality and matured as an adult, I know that that was not the right decision to make. And it's not a good decision now to make, because as a race of people, we have to look at the people who are integral in holding black people back. And Joe Biden was one of the most integral people in holding back black progress. And it cannot stomach it. It makes me want to vomit that so many black people are so happy about what's going on right now. It's disgusting. This man is the reason why a lot of the things that happen. You're going to talk about, Donald Trump's reaction to this pandemic has been poor, yes. But the reason why white people overwhelmingly voted for him, that is what we have to dissect. The reason why they did it is because of Joe Biden and his policies, because of NAFTA. You know what I'm saying? Jobs were already scarce. Jobs were already scarce because of the policies that they put in place. And if we're not going to have that level of accountability, then what's the point in putting them in office? Because nothing is going to change. Nothing is going to change. And if you, as a black woman, and knowing black people and having these conversations with my family members and with black people in my community, they're never going to hold Barack Obama accountable. Obama is going to go into his grave as the most popular candidate. He's going to be held on a pedestal. And then maybe after he dies, maybe there'll be some accountability.
But why?
But I have no faith
But
in
why,
African Americans.
But why?
Because he's the first black, because of what he symbolizes.
Okay.
But the problem is, what he symbolizes, Tim,
that's not me. That's the damn
progress.
phone.
It was black regression. Because the wealth, the money, it's all about the money in the country that we live in, unfortunately. And the fact that we as a whole lost so much of it under the first black president, that says it all. I mean, we haven't gained it back. We were just starting to recover. And then coronavirus came and wiped out people's 401ks again, wiped out people's savings accounts again. You know what I'm saying? And it breaks my heart because that is the reality. It seems as soon as we start to do better, they implement people who look like us to be stepping stones, to be gatekeepers and block any progress that we have. And, you know, I'm sorry. I know I'm over again. My bad. That's just how I feel. Thank you, Wolfpack, and thank you, Tim, for allowing me to speak. And I would love to get your comments on that, what I said.
All right. Well, look, first of all, thank you, Kara, for the phone call. I appreciate it. And she's not wrong at all with her statement. Kara, you're not wrong at all with your statement. In my opinion, like, these are just opinions that we have. Deeply held opinions based in facts, based in what we've researched, what we found out. But still opinions there, you know, of that information. So two things. First thing is, I always want to caution black people when we speak about black people, when we don't speak about it in the context of why it exists. And I hear this a lot in progressives, white and black, who make comments about black people and why black people do things, leaving out all the context for why they do it. Just saying what they do. 95%, 98, 92%, or 94% of blacks vote for Democrats. Leaving out the context of racism and bigotry that has been, you know, a part of our history in this country, and the fact that we have media machine that constantly bombards them with information, them telling them it's the Republicans. So if you take away the context of why, then you're basically, in my opinion, blaming the victim in that situation. Why doesn't she allow, you know, why does her relationships fail? Well, she was molested as a child. Her dad put his hands on her, and this is the situation we have. She's been emotionally damaged through no fault of her own. And you're blaming her for her failed relationships, not digging beneath the surface to figure out why. So I always caution black folks who do that, because it's easy to do that. The only reason why black people hold up Obama, because they got nothing else to hold up politically at that office, at that level. And they wanted so much to believe that it was possible. When I was a child, and I got a little age on some, you know, on you, Kara, and some others, my mom used to say that, you know, this is gonna be my little president. He's gonna be the president. But she would wish that for me. But in the same token, when I started writing at the age of 11 and 12 and 13, when I was writing, and then when I got out of leaving high school, I want to be a journalist. She's like, you need to learn a trade. That's a white people job. So she never really believed that black people could succeed like that. I said, have black people who say, Tim talked to white people on the internet. I can't believe he talked to white people in this day and age. So black people, by and large, there are a lot of black people who don't see America, frankly, the way some of our progressive black folks see America. And I think that's important. And then when you have a media whose job is to educate people, how can people be upset about Kamala Harris's background if they don't even know what the fuck it is? How can they be upset about all that Obama did if, as you pointed out, Kara, if they keep putting out Zerlina Maxwell's and Joy Reid's and John Johnson's and all Dr. Johnson's and all these people out here to mislead and misconstrue and make it all about racism, and they don't like him because he's black and he did a lot of good, and keep lying and leaving out all of the failings of his administration. If you are an average working black person trying to keep roof over head, take care of your kids, pay the bills, keep the car running, do you really have time to be an investigator and weed through MSNBC and CNN? I'm just keeping it 100. Keep it 100 with me. I know you and I did it, but not everyone's going to do it. There are good people who are Trump's voters who have no idea of the damage that Trump has caused over this short period of time, because they watch Fox. It's not because they're just bigoted and racist and don't care. They just don't know. So I think these are all important elements. And I'm not saying it absolves anybody. I'm just saying, can we give a little context about the people we're talking about? And last but not least, Dr. Cornel West. Wow. You already know I have a lot of respect for Dr. Cornel West. Dr. Cornel West is one of the few progressive folks that you're going to even see. You could watch news for a week straight and not see one true progressive on any network. And now you already know, what you know is what you know. And now you want him to not be on TV too. All because he said Trump got to go. Well, what's he supposed to say? And don't you agree that Trump needs to go? But you already said you don't agree that Trump. I think Trump needs to go. I don't think Biden's the answer, but Trump ain't the answer. Not to me. That's my personal opinion. Just on the conservative judges alone, just for him setting up great wins for corporations, just like Democrats would do. I'd say the same thing. I'd say the same thing about Obama I'm saying about Trump. But it's okay if Trump stays? No, it's not really okay. But Dr. Cornel West, like, I just want to, what I do is different. Like, I get to say whatever I feel, fuck it. You know, I would love to grow my show. You don't think I have goals and things I want to do? Well, what if it caused, but I know that I can't do those things and do this and be who I am. It just won't work. It's just, you cannot, they will not allow truth spoken to power on their airwaves. They will not allow it. I have to give up dreams in order to do this work. You understand what I'm saying? Everyone who's in this is not willing to give up everything they ever had in order to tell people stuff that they ain't going to want to listen to anyway. But of those people that are willing to tell it, he's one of the best people doing it. And you're not going to agree with everything everyone else says. I agree with that. And I'm not saying I agree with everything he says. But I truly believe that some people, you have to be in a situation to know that once Trump, if Cornel West said, hey, vote for Trump, his career would be over. You never hear from him again unless you went to YouTube. You understand that? I happen to believe that there is power and on those networks, unless he wanted to go work for Fox. I happen to believe that there is good in Dr. Cornel West's message. I don't say perfection. I say there is good in his message, and I think he would agree with me on that. There ain't no perfect out here. So, yeah, you can be Tim Black and you can be some other people who get to yell and scream and say whatever we want, and it'll be fine. But what are we doing? And how many people are we actually reaching with that? And what will we be doing 2 years from now? Okay? And so I recognize that this game is unfair, man. It's unfair. But maybe he actually believes that Trump needs to go. Maybe that's his truth. Maybe that's not the truth for you. It's the truth for me, but maybe it's not the truth for you. So maybe he does believe that Trump is a threat. Maybe he believes that, and I think that's possible that he could have that belief. I know that I don't believe that Reverend Barber is just saying things just to say I'm a man of God. I agree. I believe he's a man of God. He feels the same way as Dr. Cornel West. I don't think he feels that way in order to secure positions. I think he just feels that way. But I hear Dr. Cornel West also saying, I don't think you compare Shaun King and Cornel West, man. Please don't do that. God damn. I mean, come on, man. Shaun King. I say, Shaun, man, hey, damn, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, bro. He said, yeah, man, I'm always rooting for you. I said, great, could you share this? No. Damn, okay. Thought you said you always rooting for me, brother. Thought you said, we was on the same side on the police brutality and, equality. But you ain't gonna share nothing for me though. But yeah, you do with you, brother. I root for you. But Dr. Cornel West is different. It's not the same, man. So anyway, I'm talking too long. I'm gonna let it go. I'm not saying you're wrong. I say I disagree with certain things about it. But I do believe that the reason why black people still support, like if, and look, and not all black people feel that way. I question the polls too. I question them damn polls. I don't think all black people feel the way we are giving the impression. So like they say, manufacturing consent. Isn't that part of it? You should like this. Everybody else does. Right, everybody? Yes, we like this. The polls say, I don't think everybody feels that way. I don't think everybody feels that he's the greatest. I think they want you to think everybody thinks he's the greatest. And people want to feel good about themselves. Some people don't know any better. I'm going to go next call. But I appreciate the spirited phone call. And I believe the spirit of the phone call is always well-intentioned. And everybody don't want to be relegated to a, damn near, on a YouTube channel, and that's the end of their road. That's it. Everybody don't want that, Kara. And they have other aspirations, other goals, and other missions that they're on, Electoral politics is this big to what Cornel West is really into. He's going to be at the People's Movement, trying to start a third party in a couple of weeks. Him and Nina Turner are the main speakers, the guest speakers, and it's all about opposing the Democratic Party, doing what you're talking about. In 2016, I voted for Jill Stein. I did not vote for Hillary. This time, I will not vote for Biden, and I will not vote for Trump. Now, I don't know if I'm going to vote for Howie Hawkins, but it ain't going to be those two. So, but I don't hold that against you that you voted for Hillary. I don't hold that against you at all. It was a two bad choices. It was two bad, in my opinion, right? So, all right, anyway. But I live in Maryland, so, I'm fortunate in that way. God, man. All right, I'm going to go next call, man. I got the best callers in the business. I'm very fortunate to have them. 602, you're live. Freedom Friday, what's your name? What's your comment? 602. Damn, it spun and then it left.
Friday.
Hey, how you doing?
Anyway, this is Shamim from Arizona.
Hey.
Tim, hi. This two-party system that we have, none of them represent the people. We do not have a party that represents we the people, okay? They're both beholden to the 1%. They're both beholden to the big-moneyed interests, okay? We do not have any all they care about is getting their bribes from the lobbyists, and they do not represent the people. I mean, Bernie opened up our eyes to what has been going on. He opened up our eyes in 2016, and I will never understand how switch back to the establishment. None of that will ever make any sense to me. Listening to Cornel West tonight talking about getting Biden and Kamala in, I mean, that really, I mean, I was really surprised that he would even say something like that. But people who claim to be progressives, I am amazed at how so quickly they switched to falling in line and voting the establishment. It's like getting raped and then you going home with the rapist and, you know, marrying them. I don't understand that. Okay, we got screwed over in 2016. We got screwed over again in 2020. What exactly was Joe Biden's platform? What was he running on? Did he have a platform? No. Did he have a campaign anywhere? No. Did he have a grassroots movement? Did he have millions of supporters, volunteers volunteering for him? We made millions of calls for Bernie Sanders. We phone banked, we text, we knocked on doors, we donated. And then to have Obama just make 2 phone calls and just derail our movement in one night. You know, this is nonsense, and this is not going to go down well. We have somebody in Milwaukee, Wisconsin right now. What is his name? Kester. Can't remember his first name. He is a representative who is forming a coalition to protest the rigging of the primaries, to protest the rigging of the elections, and he is asking everybody to wear yellow vests. About 700 delegates, Bernie delegates, are going to be protesting that starting tomorrow. So I was wondering if we could use your help, get some help from you to promote this, to get people out wearing yellow vests, and just to support fighting for justice, fighting for, you know, fighting for the injustice that was done to us, and so that, is there any way we could get Bernie in? I don't know. But Bernie himself said that there's nothing that we can, when millions come together, there's nothing that we cannot accomplish, okay? We have the people. Bernie has the people. They have the money, but we have the people. And I am sure that we can do it if we all come together.
Well, thank you, Charmaine. I appreciate you for calling up. And you just promoted it. You said tomorrow wear the yellow vest, right?
In Milwaukee, yes, but I guess marches will be continuing from then on, and I'm hoping that it will turn out into something like Black Lives Matter, where it will, you know, just take root and grow, and we will have the real revolution, because in order to topple this nonsense that's going on, we need to have a revolution.
I agree with you 100%, man. Thank you so much for calling, sister. I appreciate you. I appreciate your passion, too. She is serious right there. So guys, yeah, you know, God, people are really pissed off, man. Did I watch the whole clip? You know, God, man, I'm trying to see from you guys' point of view about Cornel West, what he said about Trump, about getting rid of Trump. I see it. I see what you're saying, but God, I don't know, man. Like, I think he truly believes that Trump's got to go, man. I think he believes that. I'm trying to understand what's the problem with saying we need to get rid of Trump. Somebody please explain, why is it wrong to say we need to get rid of Trump? Because we're having a miscommunication, a disconnection here. Cornel West never said Biden's good. He never said Biden's a fighter for the people. He never said Biden gonna solve our problems. He never said he's the solution. He never said that. And that, like, no one gives him credit for not boosting Biden in any way, suggesting that Biden is a game changer, a freedom fighter, you know. But do you really think, I'm serious, I'm getting the impression that some people think that America is better off with Trump. So I need that. Someone try to answer that question for me. Next call. 516. 516, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hello.
Hey, how you doing? Yes.
Hi. Sim Black, you are wonderful. Thank you so much. Happy birthday again.
Thank you.
Fellow Leo. Basically, my name is Amaka. I'm a pharmacist in Orlando. I've called in before. I am dealing in the healthcare side of this whole pandemic, and I see patients who already couldn't afford their medications before the pandemic, and with the $1 million bills coming from the hospitals, with the constant fear of pretty much losing it all, with millions who lost their insurance. The fact that Biden wouldn't even budge and the DNC wouldn't even budge on putting Medicare for All in the platform is why people are just so on the deep end. They're like, well, if Biden's not going to give us Medicare for All, we might as well have Trump for 4 more years. They know that they're not going to get it, but they know that they can have a more well-organized left movement when you don't have an identity politician like Kamala to basically snuff out the left. She's not going to be anywhere as good as Obama, because Obama wasn't just Barack. Obama was Barack and Michelle. And everybody has to understand, Michelle played an integral role in suppressing the left by being that soft, matronly, womanly person who also, you know, was very much a celebrity. She was a bourgeoisie, the View type, you know, everybody in the media loves you when you have Michelle Obama. And basically the Fox News losing their mind on BS like her arms being exposed kind of gave the liberals something to foster they deigned Obama, the Obama family, as kind of royalty. I mean, they are basically Beyonce and Jay-Z of politics. They have such status that the progressive issues like healthcare access did not get the kind of attention they should have. So Kamala doesn't speak well enough. Her husband is not in the public eye. He's white. She does not have her own children. She doesn't have the story and the speaking prowess to move people away from the issues. And the issues are too big also. Like the pandemic is happening and everybody knows. Even when the financial crisis happened, everybody wasn't affected at the same time in the same place. The pandemic have gotten shut down. People's businesses are closed. I mean, millions about to be evicted. It's about to go off. And if Trump is reelected, I will not be voting for him. I will be voting for Biden, unfortunately, and I'm only doing it for things like the Postal Service and other things that are in the government that I know that Trump is so against that even Biden would not be against. Even Biden would fund this post office. Like even though I hate Trump, I hate Betsy DeVos that much more, and that's what's making me vote against Joe Biden. I mean, vote against Donald Trump and in favor of Joe Biden, because I can't stand Betsy DeVos. I have a child, and a child that's going to go to school. And if I have to send my daughter to school one day, I do not want to have a Betsy DeVos at the top of the head of education. So it's his cabinet that worries me even more, because they're very effective at dismantling the levels of government. I mean, the Surgeon General, the Postmaster General, Ben Carson and HUD, like these are integral parts of government that I'm very well aware of. It's not just that we need to get the legislation in the hands of the Democrats and wrestle it out of the hands of Republicans. We also need to change who's at the top because of the cabinet members. And we can make the case against Biden because he's not as good of a speaker as Obama ever was. So we can drag him a little bit more. And we will drag him. The left is growing, and we're growing stronger, and we're going to keep growing. We're going to keep taking seats. We're going to keep running the Marquita Bradshaws. Shout out to Marquita Bradshaw. We're going to keep running Paula Jean Swearingen. We're going to get people in the Congress and the Senate, both houses of Congress, and we are going to take our party to the left. But we can't get anything if we don't even have if we don't even have Donald Trump out. We just have to keep on pushing people out of the party, and hope to God that Alex Morris wins his race. They try to smear him. And one last thing, can you imagine if this happened to Pete Buttigieg, what happened to Alex Morris? Can you imagine how the media would have dragged anybody who said anything about Pete Buttigieg's sexuality? They would have called them homophobic like they called the black community homophobic just for not voting for Pete Buttigieg. Oh, yeah. Now they're trying to drag Alex Morris, and it's because he's progressive. Because they were both gay mayors, and they were both doing it when they were young. And by the way, Buttigieg wasn't even out of the closet when he went to become mayor of South Bend. And the amount of bravery that I'm seeing in progressives now that I wasn't seeing before gives me so much hope. Cori Bush, Alex Morris, they're giving me so much hope that the squad will be stronger than ever and will be able to take on a Biden establishment. That's all I'm concerned.
Thank you so
Sorry.
much. Amartha, right?
Amaka, A-M-A-K-A.
Amaka, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Wow, and I want to thank you also for giving me an idea of what it is. I don't think anyone's articulated it like you did, Amaka, where you say they're afraid that if Biden's in office, that we'll be lulled to sleep. I agree with you. I don't think Biden has that ability. I just don't think he does. He's not. Obama is an exceptionally gifted speaker. Don't get me wrong, there are moments that Joe Biden is entertaining. And then, give him that. Give him that. But this guy's not going to woo anybody with his, hairy leg stories of corn pop. No one's going to, no. I don't think we're in the same situation that we were in with Obama. And even I saw through Obama come like 2012, 2010, 11, 12. Like, hey, this guy's full of it. And that was Obama. I woke up on Obama's watch. On his watch. Not after his watch. On his watch. And if I could wake up on his watch, you really think people are going to sleep through a Biden presidency? I think Biden's going to be a lot more mendable than Obama. But you're right. I see where people can have that fear. Now I understand it. Now I get why people are so concerned. But they need to start vocalizing. So I'm going to tell you something, guys. You don't understand, like, you must understand how the media game works and how a whisper, like, these people will eviscerate you. Do you understand what I'm saying? Do you get it? Do you get that these people's careers gone? Totally gone. Just going, hey, Trump is like, go to Fox News then, because you are done here. You will be writing a blog on your own site that's going to go down repeatedly. You know what I'm saying? Like, these people play for keeps. You understand what I'm saying? So I understand why people are afraid. They like, I tell you, man, my only superpower is truth. That's why I use it often, as often as possible, because that's the only thing I got. But I appreciate Amaka for breaking that down for me, because I couldn't understand. Like, are these people Trump supporters? But you understand it's so binary. To Tim, where you know Joe Button, and you don't understand every person I meet that I see, when they see me and know Joe Button, they just think I'm a Trump supporter. That is not who I am. That's what they left uses against us, okay? Knowing that. And all you can do is not have any affiliation to Biden or Trump and just speak your truth. And I guess that's what people wanted from Cornell. I get it. I get that part. But please, man, like, I thank you, Mark. I'm going to go to the next call. I appreciate you guys sharing your information with me. Anybody perfect, man. I learn from you guys, too. And you are a big help for me. So, 872. You're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? 872.
Hi, my name is Greta.
Greta. Hello, Greta.
Hi, I'm from Chicago, so we got a lot going on here, but I agree with Dr. Cornel West. He was speaking truth to power because, like he said, we have to hold their feet to the fire. We have, our choices are Joe Biden, Kamala Harris, or Trump and Pence. Now, what we need to do is January 20th, if he wins, we have to stay on him right then and there. But in the interim, we have to know what we want. And what Cornel West said is the truth. And what black people have to understand is, like you were saying before, you have to understand and have compassion and empathy as to where people are. Because we got so much going on in Chicago until it's just ridiculous. And it's so much unaddressed trauma that we have to weed through. And when you said before that you had dreams and aspirations, I am willing to sacrifice and give $100 a month for you to get this stuff up and going, to give us some direction and things of that nature. So I just started listening probably around a month or so ago, but I'm enamored with what you be saying. So it's like whatever your vision is, write it down and then just put it before us, and we will fund it.
Wow, Greta. Look, I appreciate you, Greta, so much for supporting the show. Never do more than you can handle. I don't never want you to put yourself in a situation where I come before you stuff you need to take care of, because we're going to make it work over here.
No. I can afford to do this. I have my own business.
Well, good for you. Well, you know, you can always email me. If you help me, I have no problems helping promote your business as long as it's something ethically that I can support. I will support that for you if you need help. So I have no problems doing that. You know what I'm saying? No problems at all doing that. All right, Greta, thank you so much for the phone call.
By a payroll professional.
Oh.
And this thing that Donald Trump is saying about this payroll tax cut, that is the biggest piece of shit you ever want to see. Because, first of all, it's a deferment. And if people don't have money now, at the end of the year, how are they going to repay that money back? That is just so dumb to me. So that's all I have to say.
Thank you, Greta. Greta's right. That's a setup. And it's sort of like with the people who you deferring, and then you got this balloon payment on this rent. Oh, don't pay it now. You okay, but you're going to owe us $3 when this is over. $3? I need to be looking for a new place to live now. You understand what I'm saying? So, Greta, I want to thank you so much for offering to do that. I'm going to go to the next call. Let me try to get some more people in here. 304, you're live. 304 live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment, 304?
Hey, Tim, it's Rob.
Rob, my brother. What's up, Rob?
Hey, I love Freedom Fridays. It gives me a chance to unwind and relax from some adult beverages here and listen to everybody and hear their views and what's going on in the world. Love it. And I just I wanted to just touch base on what Tuesday with the pick of Kamala Harris there. As far as I've never really given a crap about a VP pick. I just never, in the history of me voting, have ever thought of a VP pick as the person that, like, oh God, they got this person as VP and that's going to pull them over the edge. I look at a VP pick as a PR head, a yes man. I have no idea what they do. They might as well be the first lady or the first man. You know what I'm saying? Because I couldn't tell you what Mike Pence did. I couldn't tell you what Biden did with Obama. I could not tell you, other than maybe just being a PR head and a yes man for the head man. I really just didn't get that excited, And as far as them, him picking Kamala, it really kind of confused me. She said she believed Joe Biden's accusers with that Tara Reid story and everything, and she was, really a bulldog on Kavanaugh. And, she's part of that, hey, I'm a believer of this Me Too movement. And there's a lot of sniffy Joe out there that's like, man, I don't know if I'd align with that, because what kind of message are you sending to these young women? And you're running with the guy that has, possibly done some wrongs out there, or people felt accosted with. I don't get that one. My niece asked me about that. She's mid-20s, and she's like, I don't understand why she's running with him if she, was part of the Me Too movement. I said, and the younger generation is starting to see it and get it, and that's what I was like, man, this younger generation, they're not inspired by this Biden-Kamala pick.
Right.
They're just, that wasn't a good pick. Willie Brown, and there was an article, and you've probably seen it, it was floating around about 2 days before the pick. He must have knew something. That was the mayor down there with Kamala, and of course the history there, but there was an article that he told her to politely decline the nomination. He had something in mind, or he's seen something, or he knew something. Like, yeah, he's probably going to pick you, but if he does, politely decline the nomination. I'd really like to pick his brain on why would you want her to decline that nomination. And that, there's a whole bunch of things and reasons why. I'm sure.
90 seconds.
I don't get that. As far as people get a perfect storm for a megalomaniac like Trump by keep voting Biden's in. People are so hard to get Trump out of office, but they want to go back to what got him in. You want to go back to the Bidens. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
Be careful what you wish for, because the next 4 years, it might get you somebody
60 seconds.
that doesn't tweet and look like an ass out there, but has really bad motives. I think the reason Trump got in office because people were just so thirsty for change. I mean, he beat 16 of the top Republicans out there, and then he beat the top Democratic candidate because people was like, man, this isn't working. We want something different.
Right.
And that opened the door by keep voting the McConnells and the Pelosi's and the Bidens. I mean, Biden, this is like his third or fourth attempt for running for president. And like you said, his track record speaks for itself. And I understand people hate Trump, and I understand why they hate Trump. And I don't think Biden is the answer, and I know Trump's not the answer, but be careful what you get, because the next guy after Biden or next one
10 seconds.
Be far worse than Trump. It could be far worse than what you get. Keep voting the same thing. Keep voting this is why we got a Trump. We got a Trump because the system has been so screwed up for so long. People were so thirsty for change, they drank the sand and voted for a Trump. And I've got people that really don't care for Trump, and they're saying, well, I'm going to hold my noses and pick for Biden. That's the same story I heard them say about Hillary 3.5, 4 years ago. How many people said they was going to hold their nose and pick for Hillary despite Trump? It's a repeat. So the Democratic, the whole, the Democrats have just got it. The people up in charge, they really messed up. They really messed up. They could have had an Andrew Yang. They could have had a Bernie. They could have had a Tulsi Gabbard. They could have had somebody that was really appealing to a lot more people. It's a slippery slope. And to be honest, minus this pandemic, I think Trump would have been a shoo-in.
Yep. This
pandemic did throw a curveball with the economy and the way he's handled it and stuff. But minus this pandemic, thank God. I'm not going to say thank God there's a pandemic, but it created a scenario, an environment where he's viable. He's hurtable,
Right.
Because a sitting president's hard to get rid of. And this pandemic has caused, a place where he can be hurt. That's my thoughts for tonight. I don't want to keep it long. I like to hear the callers. I love your show, Tim. You tell your mom you could have been president, and you were meant for greatness. This is your greatness. We are going to stand by you through thick and thin. I've been there 7-8 years. I love every show. I try to catch it when I'm driving. You make me see a side I couldn't see or didn't see. And I just love your show, Tim. So I'm going to let it go and let the next caller chime in. And peace, love, Tim.
Peace and love, Rob, man. Thank you so much as always, my friend. Rob. Yeah, man. Yeah, be careful what you wish for, brother. Yeah, that's very true. I get it. I totally do get it. And going back to what you're saying about a make sure I make these notes. We're going back to Biden's, going back to what got us Trump to begin with. Damn. It is what it is, man. Horrible, horrible. You know who I was pushing for. You know, last person I wanted to see was Joe Biden. You know that. Wow. They make it hard to, you know, they say they want to be in power. They don't look like they want to. 918 you're live. 918 you're live.
Happy
How you doing?
birthday.
Hey, thank you. Who's this?
What? My name's Angela. The last time I called in, I had told you I was in the courtroom when the Betty Shelby verdict came in. I don't know if you remember me.
Okay, I think I do remember your phone call. Yes, how you doing?
Well, I've been busy, Jim. I've been busy. I've been in Arkansas. I'm still in Arkansas right now, and I went to the march on the Ku Klux Klan in Zinc, Arkansas. And there was lots of militia, maybe about 300. And the dirt road that goes to the compound of the Ku Klux Klan was covered in turkey manure. I did find some things out. I got assaulted at least 2 or 3 times, and that was by the protesters. Someone said I was a white supremacist, and they marches, political events. Never had that happen to me. But I'm feeling lost as I'm talking. But the Klan actually was really nice to me after that, and that's how I found out about the turkey manure. And then all these special agents and SWAT teams coming out of the fire station because someone had made a claim that they were going to burn down this small town of about 40 people, the small town of Zinc. And then one of the organizers I don't want to say simple people, but some of them are of limited means and never had to deal with anything like this. They moved out way to the country for a reason. You know, they just wanted peace and quiet. But in looking at Christian identity, where they think they are the original Jewish people, the original Jews, and how they support Trump, I mean, they really go out of their way. They make phone calls. They now have a law enforcement issue. It's a newsletter that goes out once every 3 months to sheriff departments, police departments. I think we need to be more aware. I know I am. You know, ask questions. Know what you're talking about when you're talking about the issues, and that's not a slam. It's just you'll be better prepared if you read or listen to items about different topics. And I'm feeling a little bit lost here, Tim, about talking about this because it was very overwhelming, extremely overwhelming.
I understand.
Do you have any questions?
No, well, I just, I hope that you're okay. I want to thank you for calling up, calling the show tonight, and Angela, and yeah, I guess it's a little miscommunication. Is exactly what you're talking about. Something about turkey manure and white supremacists and the Klan, and like Angela, what are you doing at a Klan anti-rally or rally or what are you doing in the turkey manure, and somebody threw manure on you? What is going? But I gotta go on to the next call, Angela. Frankly, I do have to go on, but I just want you to know that I wish you no harm at all, and anyone that would assault you just because they disagree with you is an asshole, regardless of what color they are, and that's not the way that we should treat one another, and that defeats the whole purpose of any peaceful march or protest, to lay hands upon people who haven't laid hands upon you. So defend oneself is not beating up women, is not what I consider defending yourself. So just for the record, let's put that out there. But where'd they get the turkey manure? You know, like, where did they get it? I would like to. There are people I would like to see them step in turkey manure, but I wouldn't want to have to be the person to move the manure to make them step in it. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not in the manure planning business. Strange. 410. Okay. 410, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, what's up, Tim? How you doing, champ?
I'm good, man. How you doing, man?
Happy birthday, man.
Thank you, family. Thank you.
Yeah, I was kind of confused too, man. But yeah, I think she said she was there protesting the Klan, or I don't know. But
yeah.
Anyway, yeah. But anyway, bro. Hey, I think the people who were calling, they might have thrown you off a little bit. I guess you was trying to feel where they were coming from. Like, as far as the progressives, like, they're talking about, like, you know what, man, forget it. I'm not voting for Biden. I don't feel like Cornell should even say any of that stuff, because it's like, I think where they're coming from with it is like, you know, Bernie was shitted on. Bernie, like, they treated Bernie like he was a, you know what I mean, like he was Bin Laden, man. Like, they did not like him at all. You know what I mean? They shitted on him. They lied about him. You know what I mean? They tried to go after his health. They basically gave a middle finger to all his supporters. You know what I mean? And they just trashed the supporters. They thought they just thought we were crazy to even think about voting for him. You know what I mean? And I think people, especially me, I think we all, like, you know what? And then to see how the establishment basically jumped them. You know what I mean? Like, at the primaries or whatever. Like, to see how they jumped them, and to see how Barack Obama made a call, and these people who supposed to be these heroes or whatever, they're all going after Bernie, trying to jump him, which they end up doing. And then they're basically like, well, middle finger to every single one of y'all. And, you know what I mean? Biden still not talking about doing Medicare for all, even through the pandemic, which is obvious. You should be having the damn Medicare for all plan. I don't know why you wouldn't have one, but basically the establishment just basically pooped all over the progressives. Basically, middle fingers up to your face, like, we not going to do nothing for y'all. Forget y'all. We don't need y'all. Biden's going to win. You know what I mean? And I think people feel like, you know what? Forget y'all. You know what? We don't like Trump. We hate Trump. But we believe, and this is just me assuming, we believe, you know what? If Trump does get 4 more years, you know what? That'll shake shit up even more. You know what I mean? Because us progressives tried to give y'all the warning, like, hey, we're on the right side here, man. Do more for the people. Come on now, what y'all doing? What are you doing? But no, they didn't want to listen. They thought it was crazy, and they're shitting all over the progressives. And if Trump get in 4 more years, which I don't want, but we just can't see ourselves voting for Joe Biden and Kamala Harris, especially Joe Biden. You know what I mean? So if Trump does get 4 more years, I believe that'll shake stuff up a lot. To whereas though it's going to be a lot more people voting progressives. They're going to be like, you know what, man, this liberal thing, this establishment thing ain't working out. We tried this for 8 years and it just did not work out. Trump still got in. You know what? Maybe we should have listened to Bernie. You know what I mean? Like, I think people will probably come to their damn senses, man. Like, it's just crazy how people are just, especially the establishment, it's just crazy how they just shitting on everybody, bro. It's like they don't care at all. You know what I mean? And they need to care. You know what I mean? And I want Trump out of there, but it's like, bro, I I can't vote for no Biden, man. Like I tried to, you know what I mean? Like I tried to wrestle with that in my head. I'm like, you know what, Brian? Like, you know what, B? You gotta vote, man. You know what I mean? Because Trump is terrible. Even got more terrible this year. You know what I mean? He's just becoming more blatant with it too. He's not hiding anything anymore. He's not even trying to half-ass hide anything. You know what I mean? He's just blatant with it now. He's like, I don't care. It is what it is. But it's like, dude, you can't really vote for Joe, man. Like, come on, man. He don't care either. You know what I mean? He's just a little nicer about it. You know what I mean? And Kamala, oh, man. Tim, I swear, I did not know she was checking the Asian box. I did not know that. I swear to you, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I didn't know that either.
Now, I'm going to tell you this, right? I don't care if you check the Asian box. You Asian, check the Asian box.
Of course.
Represent your shit. You know what I mean? Represent your shit. If you Asian, do it. You Asian. But you can't be checking no Asian box and then claiming you black. Like, where they do that at? I could have sworn they had a black box, too. You know what I mean? Like, you going to Howard or whatever the hell she went, and AKA and all this and that, and you talking about you black and all this and that, and then the whole time you've been checking the Asian box, it sounds like you confused me. And that's how her record portrays her to be, confused. Because she's going after single moms, with truant kids, you know what I mean, locking them up or whatever, and getting people for weed, and then I watched the Joe podcast, and I'm seeing dudes on there talking about she's denying DNA evidence for people who's claiming they innocent. Mm-hmm. I'm like, what? Now that explains it. You know what I mean? Now that explains it. Just because you were AKA don't mean nothing. You went, you got your career. You was like, you know what? I can pass as black, even though my father is black. Even though, but for real, you know what I mean? I think she identifies more Indian though, because her mom's Indian, and you know what I mean. Her mom raised her, which is cool. You know what I mean? But you can't be hopping back and forth, because you know what I mean. It could damage shit. You know what I mean? Because if you Indian one day, you like, you know what? Fuck black people. You know what I mean? Fuck that shit. You know what I mean? Excuse my French. You know, and that's real. You know what I mean? Like, people gotta think about that, man. Like, right. Kamala, man, she's not with us, bro. You know what I mean? She's not, man. And you know, I just hope they get their situation together, man. And Congress and Senate, man, they screwing us all over, for real. They taking breaks. They took big breaks, bro. You know what I mean? They take more breaks than construction workers, bro. For real, man.
Hey, look, fam, I want to thank you for the phone call, man. I got to keep it moving, but thank you for calling up, man, and speaking truth to power, man, out there in Baltimore, man. And, yeah, there are a lot of people, a lot of people, who give you a lot of. Okay, so here's the thing, bro. I understand why people would be like. I understand why people would be upset about Cornel West saying go vote, get behind Biden. I understand why people feel that way, and that kind of bothers me, because I really like Cornel. But you know what? You don't have to agree with everything someone else does to still rock with them, okay? Because you're going to disagree with people sometimes. But the people, I think, they're going to say the bold, like the truth, like even, and that's his truth. That's what he believes, I believe. I believe that Cornel West would not sell his soul for some bullshit, okay? Or no damn Anderson Cooper interview, okay? That's what I believe. I would also say there are some people, like, if you ask me, I would never say go vote for Joe Biden. I ain't going to tell you who to vote for. And I'm going to tell you all the bad shit Joe Biden did. some people think that's not even going far enough. They just want you to tell you, they want you to flame his ass. And I have. I think that what I don't like is that the people never judge you in context. And if I'm flaming Joe, unless I flame Trump at the same time in the same sentence, they'll say, "Oh, he's a Trump supporter. He's one of these." That's what I have to deal with all the time. That's what messed up my algorithm and my reach on Facebook. Because I spent so much time going after Joe that they thought I was a Trump supporter, even though I've never said I was a Trump supporter. And then when they found out I wasn't a Trump supporter, they all left. And they sunk my Facebook. They sunk our reach. So I think, you know what? I don't want to give people the wrong idea. Right? I don't like either one of them. But I get your point totally. I want to thank you for like sharing your point of view on that, because I get it. People just, the same way they wanted Bernie to say, this thing is corrupt and they're still in the election and they're doing this and they're doing that, and you wanted him to say it. Just say it loud, proud, and just say it. I get it. And I still think that Cornel West says it more than anybody. I'm trying to think someone else who I see going mainstream put it down like that. I can't think of somebody. I can't think of anybody. Let me know, guys. Let me know. Okay, so trying to find these calls. 704. Okay, 704 is a new call. 704, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Hey, Tim, this is Will from North Carolina.
Will, what's up, brother? What's on your mind tonight, Will?
This is my weekly venting session, I guess. I've heard a lot of good response tonight, and I have to admit I'm in that camp of I just don't see myself voting for Biden. Biden, Kamala, the culmination of them leading our Democratic ticket, in addition to the fact that Joe Biden has already admitted he is not for defunding the police. He's for giving more money to the police. He's for keeping the same immunity that police officers use to skate by time and time again whenever they kill an innocent black man, woman, or child. Kamala is more than happy to allow people like Steve Mnuchin to continue to screw Americans, just like she did when she allowed him to skate by when she could have put him in jail when she was AG. And then to have two people who have done so much to the African American community, and then to be forced by other African Americans like Clive, not necessarily forced per se, but gaslit and lied to by people like Clyburn, people like Obama, people like even Bernie Sanders, saying things like, "Oh, his policies will be similar to make him the next FDR." And it's like, you're lying. He's not going to do anything that his donors are not going to want him to do, just like Trump isn't doing anything that his donors doesn't want him. That time and time again, they have shown that they have utter disdain for the African American community. I mean, I was looking, there was a word that was really bugging me, Tim, and that word was siphon off. Siphon off. Now, whenever they talked about this whole situation with Kanye West, right, and how he's running for office, two of the things they mentioned is the fact that, one, he's not mentally well, which is understandable, that is true. And two, he's only there to siphon off the black vote. Now, I did a little research here, and under the Cambridge Dictionary, siphon off basically amounts to generally steal money or goods, usually from a business or a government. Now, maybe I'm wrong here, Tim, you can correct me, but you can't steal something from somebody if they don't own it, correct?
Go ahead, my brother.
Now, that makes me feel that when you say you're siphoning off votes, they're basically telling you that they're stealing black votes. And when you're saying that you're stealing black votes, that means you own black votes. And if you're saying you own black votes, that means you own black people. That is why they are comfortable with Joe saying things like, if you don't vote for me, you're not black. It's okay for Joe to say things like, unlike black people, Latin Americans have a great set of diversity. It's fine for Joe to have the record that he has and still be considered a legitimate politician, let alone someone going for president. It's because they don't respect us, Tim. They don't respect us. They don't consider us anything more than just a vote. And that is why when people say, well, Trump is horrible, Trump is bad, but when Biden gets in, we're going to push him to the left. If Biden is already treating African Americans the way that he's already been treating us, he's already shown that he has no real want to do anything that would help us in our current time of need against police brutality, what makes you think he will do anything for you once you give him the only thing he needs you for, which is your vote? You can't push a politician who doesn't care about you if you already are willing to give him your vote. Because what else do you have? What, you're going to go out there and protest? Okay, that's great. But we already seen how many people have gotten shot in the face with rubber bullets. We already saw how Obama treated the protesters in Occupy Wall Street. You go out there, you get your skull bashed in, and then you get the media to basically say you're just some Russian sympathizer or some confused, simple idiot that doesn't know what politics are about. And you get minimalized and you get thrown away. Because what happens is when Obama and Biden was doing the horrible things that people are bitching about Trump doing right now, nobody was saying anything. No one on the left was saying anything. Joe Behar and these raggedy bitches from The View wasn't saying anything. None of these people that you consider heroes will say anything against Biden or Kamala. So then you find yourself in a situation where you're not just fighting the Republicans who aren't going to like you just because you're a progressive, but you're also fighting those same suburban wine moms and those same middle-class suburbanites who are not as affected by Joe Biden and Kamala's policies as you will be.
All right.
So I just want people to consider that when they say maybe we can push Joe to the left, because there is no proof of that whatsoever. Thank you, Tim, and good night.
All right, brother. Thank you for the phone call, man. And I understand the frustration people have. I get it. Everybody's frustrated at the system. My thing is this, and I want to cut him off and ask him this because I don't want to put anybody on the hot seat. But Trump ain't going to do any of the shit that you say that Joe Biden won't do. Trump's not going to stop military enforcing the police with military weapons. Neither is Joe Biden. Trump isn't going to de-escalate these tensions. He's not going to defund the police. He's going to give the police more money. He's going to give our war chest more money. He's going to basically do the same thing too. The only difference is there are some social programs that Trump has already cut the hell out of that Biden would not have the heart, the guts to cut the hell out of. He ain't going to be cutting Meals on Wheels, man. So these are the differences. I keep telling people, look, it's not what you get out of Biden. It's about what you avoid not getting with Trump. People were not telling the truth about Obama. Independent media was. If you go to Joy Behar hoping to get any amount of truth, you are a damn fool. You are not going to get the truth out of The View. That's not what it's there for. It's just not what it's there for. It's there to spin, to keep viewers viewing and to use race and sex and celebrity to get viewership. That's it. And they bring on the candidates to reach the people and tell them whatever crap they want to tell them. But that's about it. So It's not that I disagree with the tenets of your statements about Joe Biden and his horrible record, and I get it totally. Problem is, Trump's basically everything you said, you could have put Trump's name in there, and it would have been the same story you could have told about what's going on now, about what's happening now. So I found myself in the same position I was with Obama. So if there's really no difference if there's no difference in us getting what we want as far as, it's not like Trump's going to give us Medicare for all, right? So if Joe's not going to give us Medicare for all, and Trump is going to give us Medicare for all, what's the reason for getting rid of Trump? He's going to continue to deregulate environmental protections that kills us in our neighborhoods. That Biden is not going to do because he has to hear us. Trump don't give a damn if we protest. Trump don't give a damn what we do. In fact, he gets stronger and bigger the more you fight him. I don't think that happens with Biden. Trump takes our anger and frustration and our bitterness and our sadness and eats it for vitamins. I don't think Biden does the same thing. Right? I don't see Team Biden as having the same, because their base bleeds into the progressive movement. Like since they are a centrist who pretend to be progressive at times, our voices are louder towards them. But Trump can't even hear us, man. He's way over there somewhere. Well, not that far over there, because Biden's pretty far over there too. But you get what I'm saying? None of our bickering, none of our complaints will penetrate Trump at all. I said this in the beginning. I'm about to go to the next call. Donald Trump could have destroyed the Democratic Party. All he had to do was put forth executive orders that help black people. It'd have been a game over. Case point, game over, ding, 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 ding. Trump is a part of the problem. He is the problem too. He could have ended this whole shit. He chose not to. He could have put out a pen and wrote an executive order. The one you said Obama didn't do anything for black people, Trump could have did the opposite. He could have said, okay, I'm going to fix these Democrats. Hey, black people, look at this. Free college at local community colleges. Here goes some form of reparations. He didn't do it. Now, would it stick or would it be ruled unconstitutional? I don't know. But him making the effort would have got him reelected. But he wasn't willing to do it. And why was he not willing to do it? Because his base would have turned on him. So I don't disagree with any points that you make about how bad Biden is, how he's nothing to be excited about. I make those videos all day. I agree. But neither is Trump. And at the end of the day, those are the two choices. Once again, this is coming from a guy who voted for Jill Stein. Once again, hey, Jill Stein on my show about 5 times, Ajamu Baraka 3 or 4 times, interviewed them both in person about 3 times each, went to rallies, know them well. I still have Jill Stein and Ajamu Baraka's phone number in my phone. So that's coming from that guy. So I don't want to hear you're too close to Biden or none of that shit. No, you can't use that on me. Use it on somebody else. There are a lot of people who gave Jill Stein not the time of day, didn't give the Green Party a time of day in 2016. And they're doing just fine. And some of you progressives watch them. So, I wonder what's up with that. But I can't stay bitter about it. We didn't get for 5%. And we got people who worked against that. Okay. Rant's over, man. But I feel your pain, man. I wish things were different too. But they aren't different. They are what they are. You know what I'm saying? And, how you going to cut Medicare? They're both horrible, man. What am I going to tell you? Let me go next call. 949. If you're there, you're next. What's your name? What's your comment?
Oh, hey, Tim.
Hey.
This is B from Vegas?
B from Vegas. What's up, B? What's on your mind, my friend?
Oh, hey, nothing much. Hey, yeah, just a quick thing. Honestly, like for this election, there's only one wrong choice. And the only wrong choice is picking Trump. Anything else that you do, there's nothing wrong about it. The reason why I'm saying this is because of Trump's incompetence on this pandemic. If you want to have 4 more years of this pandemic continuing, vote Trump. Seriously. You might, if you vote Trump, you're voting for more years of this pandemic, without a doubt. The only reason why is because after I seen the Swan interview, I was like, dude, this guy doesn't know what the hell he's doing. His team is a piece of crap. He's a piece of shit. I mean, honestly, right now, a piece of shit is actually of higher quality than Trump. So you can take anything but this guy. This guy, like that shit, is actually of higher quality than this man. So that is what I can absolutely tell you. Do not vote for Trump. Anything else that you choose is okay. That is the bottom line. If you vote for Trump, you are asking for 4 more years of coronavirus. I will absolutely guarantee you that. And I know this from biology. This guy on contact tracing, he was a piece of shit. I mean, everything that he did was a piece of shit. He took forever to wear a damn mask. If he had worn a mask in January or February, we'd be out of this pandemic. He would have won this re-election with no issues. But he's such a piece of crap. He's just been making this thing prolong forever. The worst thing you can do is vote for Trump. Anything else? That is what you're asking for. You're asking for 4 more years of coronavirus. Okay? And on top of this, I'm going to eat a half a bowl of shit. Okay? And I'm going to vote for Biden, and I'm not very happy about it. And Nina Turner is absolutely correct. I will be eating that half a bowl of shit just because I can stand coronavirus anymore. I want to live life. Okay? I'm going to eat that half a bowl of shit and vote for Biden. The only positive thing I can tell you about Biden is I'm just like Cornel West, absolutely identical to Cornel West on what he stated. I'm voting for them, but I'm not going to endorse them. I'm not going to do any of that. But I will tell you one thing. As bad as Obama was on certain things, whenever there was a pandemic, he took care of it. Okay? If you want to continue this pandemic, please vote for Trump. If you want to stop this pandemic, vote for anything but Trump. And the good thing is I was small on one thing. She at least finally talked about this pandemic, and there's a plan that they have, which is making the mandatory masks, making sure that they fix the contact tracing, increase testing. Every single thing that you need to do to control this pandemic, they stated. So bottom line, if you want coronavirus to continue, vote Trump. If you want, vote anything else. I'm going to eat that half a bowl of shit because I at least see a plan. The only other person who actually gave a plan that made sense was Bernie. Bernie will go down as the greatest president that the United States has never had. Okay? That is damn straight. I don't care what anybody says. Right now, what we need to do, just don't vote for Trump. I'm hoping that I would like to have Howard Hawkins in there, to be honest with you, but I'm going to eat that half a bowl of shit just because I need to do whatever it takes to not be Trump. So as soon as Biden gets in there, I'm not going to be voting for any one of these Democrats again in 2024. I want Cori Bush in 2024 as my new president because I know I've never seen her before, but man, she is damn amazing. That is the type of leader that we need in 2024. Okay? And I think we need to go with the People's Party. Every single one of you people in Wolfpack, get into the People's Party. We need to combine the LVDSA, Las Vegas, Democratic Socialist Organization, just the Democratic Socialists, the Green Party, get all of these different independent parties that are all together, have the same stuff, get it all together, put it into that People's Party, because the DNC is irrecoverable. The thing is, when it comes to the presidency, they can mash against you because they have CNN, they have MSNBC, and they got all the other news networks to try to destroy any type of progressive that goes for presidency. But if like we have a third party person and say, oh, fuck you, DNC, fuck you, Republican Party, we're going our own.
All right, brother. I gotta leave it
Well,
there.
we don't
B. I
even
gotta
listen
leave
to
it
you
there,
guys.
B. I gotta leave it there, B, because we gotta get other callers in, my friend. But okay, well, thank you for the phone call, man. I appreciate it. Wow.
Saying it straight up.
Yeah. I would comment, but I got so many callers that are waiting to get in here. 917, you're live on Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? 917. 917. 917. I hear you. Okay, 310. 310, how you doing? You're live. 310.
Tim.
Hey.
Is that me?
That's you, my friend. How are you?
How you doing?
Good.
All right, I'm the person who called you. But anyway, you had some really good callers in tonight, and I'm probably going to piggyback off of some of them. And again, before I get started, happy birthday to you, man.
Hey, thank you, man. I appreciate it.
You know, I'm with the guy. I got to eat that half a bowl of shit, man. I'm just going to sprinkle some candy on top and go in deep on it. We have to get Trump up out of here. And it's not that he's controlling things, but we got to get this Democratic Party, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Mitch McConnell, we got to get them out of there. Because as some of the callers earlier said, the president is nothing but a figurehead. Mitch McConnell has been running the United States for the last almost 12 years, and he's still doing it. And people keep voting for this knucklehead. I don't get it. He's taken everything away from those people down there in Kentucky, and they keep putting him in office. It makes no sense. You're not going in those holes to dig coal out. If you can't run a computer, you don't have a job. It's just that simple. I think what's going on with black people, I could be wrong, it's a money thing. You have Kamala Harris, if I'm pronouncing her name right, who has been throwing people in jail ever since she's been in office.
Yep.
And the best thing that happened this week was Carly B and Megan that came out with WAP. And I hope people understand what that means. Because that's Kamala Harris. That's how she got there. Now, if you want to change what's going on, we got Cora Bush, we got the squad in office, we can push Joe Biden. And if he doesn't make it the whole 4 terms, the whole 4 years, we're going to put somebody else in there. Because as everybody knows, I'm a Bernie fan. Bernie is the only one that had policy that were talking about helping people. When you look at the people that are standing behind Kamala Harris, we're talking about all these black universities and AKAs and all of that. That's who's coming out for her, because that's what she represents. You know, you got to look, we have to understand this movement. People of color, especially black people that are educated, that went through and got all these doctorates and all that, they are praising this lady. These are the people who don't have to go and vote. They got money. This shit don't affect them. It's the people that go to work who are out of work right now, who Congress said, well, you know what, y'all ain't doing nothing. Yeah, we going on vacation. And if you still got your place when we get back to work, then maybe we can help you. But other than that, see you later. And that's how this United States thinks about its people. We are the only nation who's not taking care of its people during this pandemic. The best thing that happened with this pandemic is that it exposed the United States government and what it thinks of its people. And the people of the United States are still willing to believe this crap about Donald Trump. He still got people that don't want to wear a mask. Wear the damn mask. It has no political anything. It's trying to keep your ass alive. And the same people are willing to send their kids to school. You want your kids to go to schools to have somebody babysit their ass because you're tired of them now. That's what this shit is about. But you better believe they ain't sending their kids to school and putting their teachers in danger. Anybody that doesn't have any money, this is who it affects. People with money, this shit don't affect them. Their life goes on like only thing they can't do is travel. And if they want to travel, they'll rent a goddamn jet and get the hell up out of here. People don't look at the big picture.
Wow. What's your name again, brother?
It's pronounced Edie. E-A-D-I-E. And the lady from Chicago that was telling you she gonna send you that $100, that's how we in Chicago run, baby. We'll get behind you if you're right.
I feel you, man. I couldn't believe it, man. I just respect it, man. Eddie, right?
Yeah,
Eddie, right? Okay.
Edie. Like Edie Amin.
Yeah, I was about to say, I know you don't want to be associated with that brother, but okay. Yeah. Got you, Edie. Well, look, you lit him up, man. You lit him up tonight, Edie.
Thank you so much for listening to my rant, Tim. And you keep on doing what you're doing, man, because people don't understand how important you are. You know, I mean, people will get on here and praise you, this and that, but they ain't really following you. I follow you, and I see the work you putting in. I see your work. I see your grind, man. So I'm with you. And I just hope you continue. And if you ever get a chance to talk to Nina Turner, tell her I respect that lady. I respect that lady because she tells the truth. She tells the truth, man. And Cornel West, which is your guy, I understand why he had to say what he said, because it's not about who you don't want. It's about who we got to get behind. And this knucklehead Joe Biden, I can't stand him. I can't stand Kamala Harris. But we got to put people in position in the Congress and the Senate because something just put some more judges in position in local levels. Do you understand what he's controlling? People are not looking at the big picture, man. They just not looking at the big picture. Forget him. It's about your kids. It's about your parents, on and on down that line. If you want health care and universal wealth moving forward, you got to get this knucklehead out of here because he's going to shut you down. He doesn't care about black people. He doesn't care about anybody that don't have money. And these white folks that think he likes them, he don't give a shit. Because if he did, he would have made sure your ass had health care. He would have made sure that you had $2,500 a month until we got out of this damn dinner. He done told you, I'm only going to give you $300 and maybe the state will give you $100. Get the hell up out of here. You want to hear that shit? A stimulus check? Keep that shit because it ain't doing nobody any good. $1,200. That is our tax dollars that they're squabbling about. And we too damn stupid to tell them to get the hell up out of here. If you don't give us what we need, we voting your asses up out of there. And that means Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, and the rest of them knuckleheads got to go.
Wow.
Tim, take your show back, man.
You got it, brother. Thank you, Edie, man. I appreciate you, man, for calling up, man. I'm just going to leave it there, man. Like, look, the call, the opinions addressed by the callers are not necessarily the opinions of the Tim Black Show. But thing about Kamala, you know, I don't know if she didn't sleep with everybody. I thought it was just one person she had a relationship with. But she willing to do anything. And when I say do anything, I mean she got no ethics at all. She a chameleon. That's why they call her chameleon. Because she will change colors, nationalities. I thought Elizabeth Warren was bad. She changed her heritage. Kamala changed races from Asian to black. Like that. Just I'm black now. Listening to Cardi B. I'm like, man, they were some good actors, man. I'm going to go to the next call, man. Oh, man, somebody remind me about Nina Turner. Oh, man, Nina Turner and Cori Bush before I end tonight. I'll end it on that note. 248, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Well, happy birthday, Tim. It's Karen Webster.
Karen Webster.
I don't know what to change my name to. You know, my name is Karen, and it's like that's what I've always been called. So I don't know how to get rid of that name. But geez, the reason I'm up to call you is because my granddaughter, who's like not quite 2. I fell asleep, and she flipped on your show, and then she woke me up. So I said, all kinds of things we could have watched, but she wants me to watch you, so here I am.
Wow.
That's it. My daughter's up, and she's listening to me rant. Okay, so I got the happy birthday in. I've got a really, we've got some... we've got a lot of people in our country who don't think the same way that we will have people think. And calling them ignorant and stupid and, dummies or whatever, maniacs, this does not help the situation. So, we definitely have to get rid of the maniac in the White House, and getting in Biden and Harris is not going to really help the situation if we can't affect some big changes through them or around them, whatever we have to do. Because what's going to happen is people are going to see those two in there, and it's going to be business as usual, and these folks who are already angry and supporting Trump are just going to be livid. And we're going to get someone worse in there next time around. So I feel for the people on Facebook who've really VP choice are like suburban women. And I feel for them, but I just am so concerned that it's going to be another Obama. Because I supported Obama. I voted for him twice. I thought he was doing a great job. And then just before he got out of office, all of a sudden, this stuff started coming out about, like, Killing Tuesdays, where the CIA would come into the office and they'd talk about with President Obama, and they would discuss who, including American citizens, they were going to bomb or kill with drones, and they did that every Tuesday. It's like, oh my God, but as far as I know, that's a fact. And, just so many things. I have so much respect for him, President Obama. I still call him President Obama, because he was able to bring a lot of dignity and class to the office. But I'm very saddened that so many things happened under him, and you know, that he turned into so much of a right winger. Or he didn't turn into one, he was one, and he was a Republican in Democrats' clothing. So, yeah, I've been bitching, oh, I'm sorry, did I say bitch? I've been bitching about Nancy Pelosi here for a few years. She's just, you know, she's the one who said, oh, people don't want change. And I'm like, lady, who are you listening to? These folks are out of touch. So we got to get them out of there. That's why Shahid Buttar, I've donated to his campaign, and I think that even with this scandal that may or may not have any grounds in fact, it's unfortunate, but I still than Nancy Pelosi. We have to get her out of there. But the main thing I was thinking is we have a lot of folks in this nation who support Trump and think he's right and, you know, blah, blah, blah. We need to get in touch with these people one-on-one and try to help them de-escalate and find out what are their needs, what's been going on for you for the last, 400 years, and what can we do to help you? And it's the same for all of the disenfranchised people in the United States. So black folk also and other people of color, we've got to find out what people need and not just assume that what we want for people is what they need.
Wow. Well, look, Karen, I want to thank you for calling up. I appreciate it. I got to keep it moving, but thank you, and tell your daughter I said, hey, thanks for looking out for the show and waking Mom up to. Thanks for waking Karen up so she can see the show. And you're not that Karen. You're a Karen, but you're not the Karen we talking about. So you're still good in my book, Karen. 518. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hey. Somebody done fell asleep on the phone. All right. 718. 718, you're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? 718. Man, I'm up too late. Everybody falling asleep on the show. Let me try another one. Hold on. See if I can get 3 in a row. 941. You're live, Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment?
Yeah, this is Nick from Florida.
Nick from Florida. All right, Nick, what's up?
Yeah. What's going on? Happy birthday, Tim.
Thanks, brother.
There's a reason why Cornel West, Bernie Sanders, Reverend Barber say this man is the most dangerous man on the planet right now. I remember back in the day, you made me remember, you're probably as old as I am, when they called Cornel West radical and Louis Farrakhan radical.
Yeah.
And they put them in, they lumped them in the same boat because they spoke their piece. You can't fault them for saying this guy is dangerous. He's dangerous. He's the most dangerous man in the presidency now. We got to get him out of here. And I believe there's a lot of people that sat on their hands in 2016 and thought like, this was going to be a freaking easy election. It's not. People got to go out there and vote. And I understand it. I'm a Bernie man. I get it. I get that Kamala and Biden is not them, but they're way better than freaking Trump. Way better. I get it. This 4 years. If you want more years of getting tax cuts for the rich, getting programs like food stamps, after school care, all those getting cut to probably nothing, to put Trump in for 4 more years. See how you're gonna say, well, the reason why we put him in is because we wanted something better. See how's that gonna work for you?
Well, thank you, Nick. I agree with you, Nick. That's sort of how I feel about it. But I would never tell somebody to vote for him. I just don't have the stomach to tell you that. I will tell you that I can't fight against him. How can I say this? If it was up to me, we wouldn't have to make this decision. But there are people being hurt right now by Trump right now. Just like there were people being hurt by Obama. But there was nothing to do. By the time I figured it out, he was in his second term. I thought he was just scared. He wasn't scared. He was paid off. I figured that out like 2011, 2010, 2011. Man, he had the House, the Senate, and he had the pen. What stopped him? Him. 561. 561, you're live. Freedom Friday. What's your name? What's your comment? Hey, 561. Goodness gracious. 561, how you doing?
Can you hear me now? Happy birthday.
I hear you. How you doing?
Happy birthday, my man, on the Ides of August here.
Hey, thank you.
I got a couple of things to say. I've been listening for a long time, so I've been making a few notes. I'm going to run through them real quick. Hopefully I can put forth my point of view tonight. Number one, Cornel West, I don't think he's towing the party line with his comments. I'll try to elaborate on that as I go through my notes here. I had a conversation with my mother. I told her weeks ago, I'm going to vote for Joe Biden as long as he doesn't pick Kamala Harris as his running mate. And then he did. It was literally the worst thing I can imagine when it comes to making that pick. And it makes me think, why do Dems keep pandering to the right? And a serious question, have they lost their base? I was talking with a right-wing friend of mine who doesn't even realize that anti-war is a left-wing ideology, is politically global. Democrats lost their left-wing base. That being said, hitting back more towards the Cornel West not towing the party line thing, what's the difference between the parties? What is left for us that is still tangible? I mean, Joe Biden is a politician that moves with the wind. So if we blow hard enough, maybe we'll move him. Is that a realistic point of view? I'm not sure, but without defending Obama's record, I have serious Obama questions. 755 filibusters. What does that say about the party who did those filibusters? What do we get with Donald Trump? He pardoned Jack Johnson. This guy's idea of helping black people is pardoning somebody who was convicted 80 years ago without looking at what's right in front of his face. And let's just not pretend anymore that Donald Trump was anything besides a reaction to a black man being president. That's what it was. It wasn't a reaction to Obama's bad policies, because most of the country isn't educated about Obama's bad policies.
Right.
This was a reaction to a black man being president, period. So a vote against Joe Biden is a vote for Donald Trump, and that's something we're going to have to come to terms with. Do you want to move forward or backward? Because while
Joe Biden, admittedly, Kamala Harris, I can't stand her. Like I just said, I hate to do it. But do you want to move one step forward or 3 steps backwards? Because Donald Trump is moving us backwards, and it's blatantly obvious. And then a couple other things about Kamala. As much as I can't stand her, and I've been watching you for years, so you know I'm educated about what Kamala has done and how much she's harmed the people of California.
Mm-hmm.
What box do I check? I mean, I've been on this show talking before about race, and there are Asians who are black. In America, it's the one-drop rule. Listen to Paul Mooney. He tells you years ago that America is the one-drop rule, that people that come from the Caribbean are black people because that's the way the police and the government sees you. So there are Asians darker than you are, Tim Black. Of course there are. So in my view, when it comes to Kamala wanting to check these race boxes, if she has an Indian mother and a black father or whatever it may be, sure, she's definitely allowed to claim both boxes. In America, we all thought Tulsi Gabbard was a woman of color. And look at the difference just in skin tone between her and Kamala, let alone between you and Tulsi. I mean, black in America is a vast, large color spectrum. So, I mean, as a person who's mixed and has a white father and a black mother, I've been looked at, like when I apply for a job, there's an African American box, but my people are from the Caribbean. So I can't check African, but I also can't check Pacific Islander. And there's no Caribbean bubble to check. I mean, I could check, I don't know, what box do I check? It's always a question every time I fill out paperwork like that. And what lens are you looking through? I mean, if you're looking through an Asian lens or an African lens or a black lens or a Caribbean lens, like there's a huge part of that overlaps. Those things aren't necessarily separate.
Okay, brother.
And
I got to move on. What's your name, brother? What's your name?
This is Ty from West Palm.
Oh,
I got
Ty,
one last thing if you might.
Now, Ty.
I'll be real quick.
Ty, I got to move to the next call, but Ty, I got to ask you, man. You know the most unfavorable box on the list is black. You know that, right? We're not going to pretend.
Of course.
Okay, so there you go. Unless there's something to gain from checking that box. If people didn't have to check it, they wouldn't. Yeah.
To play the suffrage Olympics. Yeah. Come on.
It's not about Olympics. It's about the way America's built, brother. That's all. It's about the way America's built.
The way America's built, of course, that people who have been here and our ancestors as slaves have a more uphill battle, a more uphill road to climb, of course. But we're all in the same boat when it comes.
All right, Ty. Okay, Ty. I gotta go, brother. I gotta go, Ty. I gotta go.
It's the same.
I know it's not the same thing. Being black's not the same thing, bro. It's not the same thing. Go watch. I just watched a movie about it. Frankly, go watch. There's a movie on Apple TV, starring Anthony Mackie and Samuel L. Jackson. It's about housing discrimination in the 50s and 60s, and you need to go watch that movie, man. Like black people couldn't even get homes. They couldn't even rent homes in decent areas, decent neighborhoods.
I'm not disputing that,
So it's not just about we're in the same boat. Don't talk that stuff. Come on, man. We know it's more than that. It's not just we're in the same boat. We all live in America, but we understand there are some people who row the boat on the deck, and there's some people who row in the whole of the boat. You on the same boat, but different people take up different areas of the boat. So we understand that. So let's not pretend that we don't understand how America works. No one's lynching white people. You got lynched in America. You can be lynched if you're white, but you weren't lynched because you were white. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can be a white person who's poor, but you're not poor because you're a white person. Like, you can't say the same thing in America for black people. You know, so the movie is The Banker. And in The Banker, it shows how hard it was for black people to get home loans. In America, if the primary way that people gain wealth in America is by purchasing homes. And up until 1965, 66, there was heavy bank discrimination in home lending, home mortgage lending, right? Home mortgage lending. Then how did black people imagine, how many black people are unable to build wealth in order to pass that wealth on? We're not talking about 1822 or 1756 or 1692. We could be, but we're talking about as late as 50 years ago. And it still continues to this day. So let's not play we're all in the same boat and Kamala could check any box. She checked boxes that benefited her when they benefited her. Just like Elizabeth Warren checked boxes when they benefited her. Okay, so that's what it's about. And now, like before, she never played up the black stuff until it benefited her. She was Asian until it was a benefit of being black, and then she used it. And that makes people pissed off. But I'd rather not even play in that area. We don't even need to have that conversation because we can focus on her record, which is what I've been doing. If you said you watched all this content, instead of bloviating and talking, and just saying a bunch of stuff, if you watched all my content, then you know that my focus has never been about her nationality or her color. It has been about her record. And her record is shit. And that has nothing to do with who her daddy was or who her mama is, how she fry her eggs, do she fry her chicken or she grill it. We don't give a shit. That's low-hanging fruit about skin color. So, no one, and Asian people are people of color. So that's not even an issue. All right, guys. I want to thank you all. Thank everybody who called in tonight. Goodness gracious. And the phones are done. Yeah, the phones are done. Goodness gracious. What a night. What a night, black people. What a night. Wolfpack, okay. Goodness gracious, everything just falling apart.
I'm still on the line. Please bring me back.
Goodness gracious, everything just falling apart.
I'm still on the line. Please bring me back. Goodness gracious, everything just falling apart. I'm still on the line. Please bring me back. You back with me, Ken?
So all right. Yeah, okay. All right, guys. So let me go read super chats. And oh no, first I want to talk about the Nina Turner thing that I wanted to talk about. Somebody brought up Nina Turner. And I wanted to express the Nina Turner issue to something because Nina Turner and Cori Bush, somebody brought up Nina Turner and Cori Bush, one of my callers, before Ty. Maybe it was Nick in Florida. So anyway. Yeah, somebody brought up Cori Bush and Nina Turner, how impressed they were with them. And there is a podcast. Nina Turner has a new podcast, Hello Somebody, right? Anybody know about their podcast? Anybody familiar with the Nina Turner podcast? Anybody familiar with that? Okay, so anyway. So it's a great podcast. The episode with Nina Turner and Cori Bush is so amazing, guys. I listened to the entire podcast. It's over an hour long. It's amazing. And one of the things they talked about was some of the hardships that Cori Bush faced in that run. I'm telling you, folks, it was so despicable. The level of low-life trickery, the way they play politics in Missouri. I'm trying to tell you guys. And what also upset me was, like, first of all, and it happens in most races. In other races, it's happened. Where other political races where you're in the incumbent or whoever you're running against uses stereotypes and racist tropes against you. The thing about this is we're talking about an older black man using racism and stereotypes against a younger black woman. And it was pretty much unreported. I know I didn't hear anything about it. And Cori Bush, like, for instance, he would send out flyers with her skin darkened, He would talk about her financial hardships, saying that she was too, saying that she, her lifestyle or anything he could try to use and throw against the fence, he would try to use, like smear tactics. And I was so bothered by it. First of all, I was bothered because, if I hear stuff like that someone is attacking, when someone was attacking Cori Bush in that way, I would have been very vocal about it. I was upset that no one reached out to me and told me about it. Now, I also question myself. Why do you feel that you need to jump into situations? These women got it. They don't need you. But, so I'm not here to say I'm the avenger of anything. These people are very capable of defending themselves. But what I'm saying is, Cori Bush expressed her frustration and her appreciation for Nina Turner defending her, who came to her aid and was calling out Lacey. His name is William Lacey, I think it is. For calling out this guy, Lacey Clay. Lacey Clay, that's it. William Macy, that's the actor. Lacey Clay, Clay Lacey, whatever. So that's the incumbent who had been in office forever. He basically was born into this seat that was family holding this power, that congressional office. And all I'm saying is these ladies were just telling their stories. It's a remarkable podcast. Nina Turner is every bit the truth. S&T, Senator Nina Turner is the truth. Congresswoman Cori Bush is the truth. And I respect and admire them, their courage, their ethics, what they stand for, folks. So, when I promote people, when I tell you about folks, it's never done. I get nothing out of this. I'm doing this because I've had Nina Turner on the show several times. Cori Bush has been on the show. But that's not why I'm telling you that these women deserve and they should be given our support, because they're on the right side of our issues. And damn it, they haven't been getting enough support. There, I said it. They have not been getting enough support. And if I would have known, and I just want Cori Bush to know, I'm not saying you needed my help. I'm not saying I could fix all things. But I can tell you one thing. If I would have known that this dude, this person, was trashing you, making up any type of falsehoods, throwing it against the wall, trying to discredit you, I would have made content about him. I would have made sure of it. And I apologize for not being aware of it. And I need to pay closer attention to what's really going on. And so, anyway, they are the truth, folks. Go subscribe to Nina Turner's podcast. She also has a Patreon, and you can join that as well for all its exclusive content. She gets great guests. She talks about important issues. She's very grounded. That's why she is who she is, because she is so grounded in realness, and she has a spiritual side of the energy. I mean, it's everything. So anyway, that's it. Enough. Now, let's see what folks had to say. Goodness gracious, man. Kara Thomas, no sound on the phone. Oh, that's why I got that one. Thank you, Kara. Roger Meadows, regarding corporate news born after 1980, get it. Oh, Reagan. Or is that regarding? I don't know, man. They got MSM. I think it's Reagan. After 1980, get it? They got MSM shook so much that they're trying to use government to end their competition. YouTube, they post 1980 babies watch, but the future always belongs to the young. Mountain Dew Ramen. Link this gentleman's site if you could, Tim, please, and thanks. Yeah. I know his site. Let me make sure I get the right one. Hold on a second. Let me go. P-R-R-L.com. Got it. Man, you know what, man? I don't think you should call up to the show anymore, Time, man. You like to go. I tell you got to end the call, and your point is not being well taken. I don't get it, and you just want to keep talking and talking, man. Look, dude, you know, you talk to the phone lines went out and the phones are spinning and nothing's working, and you're still wanting to talk to try to make your point after you make a horrible point, defending Kamala using Asian and black and jumping back and forth or whatever, man. Man, don't use my show for that, man. Like, look, people, you're always welcome to start your own show. I get it. You disagree with the way I run my show, that's fine. YouTube is free, and you can do your own show, and you can build an audience, and you can run your own phone lines, and you can do it any way you want to do it. There was no cost to call up to this show or to listen to the show. But, brother, when you on my show, I get to make the rules. And if I'm holding other people to 3-4 minutes, we almost ended the phone line. I've been on for 3 hours. Who are you, man? That's it, man. Ty, you done, bro. You are done with me. I'm done with you. And there goes the link to the website, PRRL. Roger Meadows says, the first caller made my case about the advancement of pushing ballot initiatives in 25 states to abolish all parties because it forces us to educate ourselves on candidates instead of voting D or R on who is below top ticket. About sleep, I feel you. Roger, don't get it twisted. Only sisters like Kamala Harris, political elites, Essence, Jet, Ebony, HBCU crowd, not the average sis who's seen child's pops locked up. Kelly M. Got my Kara fix. I feel you, Kelly. I feel you. My weekend begins now. Enoch. Kara is right. About what? I don't remember, man. That's so long ago. Okay, about stuff. Who knows? Now that the big money donors are... Oh, about Cornel West, you said she was right that Cornel West shouldn't say vote for Biden? Okay, fine. When people want to be upset about the smallest things, who cares who he says vote for? Who you going to vote for? Did you think he changed your opinion? Like, seriously, who all of a sudden said, hey, I'm going to vote for Biden? I don't think it's going to work that way. And that's not all he said. He said a lot of shit. A lot of stuff, I mean. He said more than that. Oh, okay, Roger, man. Goodness gracious. Now that the big money donors are doing well, Congress feels no urgency for us. I wonder if SCOTUS feels guilty for causing this with CU Hope Scalia's roasting. Schultze, happy birthday, Tim. Thank you for keeping it 100, making me laugh my head off sometimes, too. Much love, brother. Thank you, Schultze 100, long-time listener of the show. Owen Johnson, Tim, you do a lot. You make it count. You make it more ways than you know. Thanks, Owen. That's why they be coming for me. Red Force, we don't vote Biden. How do we get rid of 45? I'll wait. People don't want to get rid of them. Chrissy be talking. Love the channel. Understand Dr. West's view. I'm torn on Kamala because she's an AKA, so my contribution will be not to actively work against them. I'm voting for Angela Walker, but I live in Cali. I feel you. Muncie Grunk, 4 more years of Trump might be better because it might, people said that last time, force the Dems to become an actual non-neoliberal alternative to Trump. Biden is not progress. Dina says, happy birthday, keep it up. People need to know the truth, and we need real progress in the government. Getting Trump is not the end-all, be-all. It was awful before him. It's not going to improve much after him. That's, you know what, sadly, you're probably right. Lewis Daly, birthday wishes. Thank you, Lewis. No BS here. Rather Harris as VP than Attorney General anytime. Yeah, she really has no power as VP, right? Roger, to answer you, Dr. West's question, that remembering what Lawrence D. O'Donnell said, as long as Dem establishment knows you fall in line, they'll never bend to your will. Mark Smith, can we also get some love for Shahid Buttar, who's running against Pelosi? You just gave him some. We carry signs now. Thank you, we carry. Monty Grunk says, establishment Dems are polishing the brass on the Titanic. Owen Johnson, everybody check out Politicians in My Eyes by Death. Damn. Check out Politicians in My Eyes by Death. Turbo, thank you, Turbo. Roger, would you consider a progressive prosecutor who puts emphasis on locking up white-collar corporate criminals? Gangster thugs rather than us, plus antitrust. Now that's different. And where's that person? You know what I'm saying? Where's that person, Roger? I'd roll with that, my brother. You know how I roll. GDMP, happy birthday, big man. Well, thank you. Alex from Berkeley, what? The worst election, 2020, world's worst election. Alex, what's up, bro? Peace Walker. Happy birthday, Mr. Blackwell. Happy birthday. Yeah, thank you so much, my friend. Andre Gale, what's the plan? We sit this one out and devolve into fascism, then what? JB, Joe Biden, Kamala Harris get in and we're divided, disorganized, and without a plan. Then what? Plan. Damn. Mark Daniel joined. Andre Gale joined. Ty, how important is the visual? White people ran away from me at my last job, literally were scared. What's left can we fight for with Biden as a leader? That's all I'm asking. I don't understand, Kush. I don't understand. Ty, man, what's wrong with you, brother? Kush, how do you push a candidate left? You're already planning to vote for them as the lesser evil. That's what look, dude, look, Kush. We were fighting. Like, this is my anger. I was so angry. Where was the pushback when we had a primary? We were pushing, right? And I was using all I could. And instead we had progressives beating up on Bernie, leaving Biden basically unscathed. And when I called it out, some people got mad at me. They used their fire on Bernie Sanders. Come on now, y'all. They used their fire on Bernie Sanders. And some people were fine with that, and I called it out. I made videos about Biden, about Kamala. They're making videos about Bernie. And y'all, and people, so like, I'm telling you, hey, okay, fine. It's fine. I get it. Now we got Biden, and you got mad at me. Now you're like, now you're mad? Oh, okay. I feel you, Kush. And I'm not, this is not directed to you at all. I'm just, you brought it up. What other power do you have once your vote's in the box? Hilltop Ironworks. Here's a right to talk about Kamala's identity. Who cares what color she is? Thank you for taking my call. End the call. Talk about policy. Yeah, who cares? Look, I've been like, I made videos. We don't care about a color. It's a policy. Why are we wasting time talking about if she's Asian or Indian? I didn't even know she was claiming Asian. I didn't even know. I didn't care. That's a hill that we need not die on. But know this, there are working class black folks who not going to like it if they find that out. They're not going to like that. I'm trying to tell you. Authenticity matters. And if the media keeps holding her up as the first, that's why they've been changed. Notice they changed the language. They keep saying woman of color now. Woman of color, because that right there will cause a lot of backlash. No one wants to feel suckered. And they don't want to feel like you're using their blackness against them. So that's only to that extent is it even relevant to the conversation. Focus on what you're going to give, what you're going to do for the people, how you're going to make people's lives better, how you're going to improve the country. That's what I would hope that they would focus on. But that would mean they would have to focus on policy. And it's Joe Biden's and Kamala Harris's job to not have to focus on policy because they don't want to do those things for us. Do you understand what I'm saying? So as long as you keep the conversation on superficial things such as hairdos, playlists, what type of food you eat, where you grew up, and what kind of dance you did in college, as long as you keep it about those things, then you don't have to talk about healthcare, Green New Deal, environmental justice, clean water. You don't have to talk about these other issues, right? And what you're going to do to mitigate those issues, what you're going to do to lower these deaths. That's what I think. Hilltop, here's the right way to, Kelly. Kelly M, where you at, Kelly M? Go and celebrate your birthday weekend. Hopefully get some loving from the Mrs. Up, Kelly. Watch your mouth, Kelly. Get some loving from Mrs. Black. Darren Levy, good evening, all. Hope you're doing okay, Tim. Love you from the UK. Thank you, my brother. Kim Harden, happy birthday, Tim. Thank you, Kim. Thanks, Johnson. Tim Swanson, I give when I can. I believe in your message, brother. Thank you, Tim. You're one of the good ones, Tim. Erica, Vanessa Myers, happy birthday. Always a great Freedom Friday. Appreciate it so much. Thank you, Erica. It was tough, man. Munta Grunk says, have you seen my keys? Is that a joke for 2016? Andre Gale, this is a new day for progressives. We are organized. During the Obama years, we were asleep and woefully uninformed. Voting for him doesn't mean forgetting when we come from and what we're about. Let's hope not. You know, let's and that's the importance of independent media. Like we are in a prime situation. Man, we have the internet now. Now we had the internet under Obama, but did we like have it to this extent where we can get where people on the internet are getting viewership similar to those on cable news channels? No. So right now we got this window because you know they're gonna shut this stuff down. We have a window where we can reach the masses. We need to do that. Okay? That's our job, right? DJ Leader. What DJ Leader say, man? I missed the DJ Leader comment. Oh, what up, birthday T? Hope you had an awesome birthday, enjoyed your day, but went easy on the cake. Yeah, I don't really go in for the sweets like that. Yeah, I don't really go in too much for sweets. Yeah. All right, guys. I want to thank everybody who joined in with us tonight. I appreciate it. We had a very strong show. We don't agree on everything, but we don't disagree on everything either. So that's pretty cool. And we learned something. I leave this show. I leave this show aware that people are very, very tired of flimsy, of any signs of giving in to the establishment. And I get that part, you know. I just think, like, I don't know, man. Like, these people fought hard during the primaries, man. These people fought hard during the primaries. They really did, man. Nina Turner fought hard during the primaries. You don't think Nina Turner would say vote for Joe Biden? And you really think she's a sellout if she says vote, you know, it's like eating a bowl of shit? But you think she would say, so don't eat it, let Trump stay? I don't think y'all believe that. And y'all know that she's not a sellout. You know, like that's my thing. Like I believe these people believe that Trump must go. And that's what I believe. I believe also at the end of the day, you're going to do what you choose to do. But I respect your opinion. We can differ on opinions. We have different opinions about this. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean you're the villain or that I'm the villain or they're the villain. It's just we can disagree on some things to a certain extent, you know. But I think we largely agree on so much other stuff. I still love Nina Turner and Dr. Cornel West. Michael Moore's still a good guy, you know. He said the same stuff, and he was vehemently going after Elizabeth Warren and Joe Biden. I mean, he went after them so hard that I was wondering if he was going to ever make movies again, because I thought maybe he decided he was going to end his movie business, you know, making movies. Seriously. I asked him in my interview with Michael Moore, I'm like, you went so hard, are you okay? Like, they come to get you? You know, because he, you know, so I don't think these people are our enemies, is all I'm saying. That's all, you know. But, yeah. Anything else, guys? Anybody I missed? Because that happens sometimes, especially towards the end of the show. And Andre Gale says, by the way, happy birthday. Of course you're a Leo. Let's Leos rock. Thank you for keeping it real. You're an inspiration. Bye-bye all my lunch money. No more. Don't spend no more lunch money. Stop. We good. We got a great show, great people. Goodness gracious. We out of here, right? Robin Spencer. Thanks, Robin. But you know, I gotta stand up for the people I support, and I support them for good reasons, you know, and I support you guys too. So I see your points. All these great callers, man, from Karen to Edie to Nick to James to Rebecca to Marcy to Marvin to Kara, of course, to Shemaine, Amika, Greta, Rob, Will, B from Vegas, my brother from B More, Angela, the whole crew, man. I'm out of here. Remember, guys, don't let nobody take your cornbread. Don't do it. Let's keep our cornbread, and let's keep our eyes focused on going after the people that are truly our enemies, you know? Let's not come after each other, you know? I know it's hard sometimes, but we all we got. You know what I'm saying? And I know you're used. We don't want to be fooled, and we don't want people to pull the wool over our eyes, so to speak. So I get that too. Well, man, that you know me, man. I was so pissed. I'm like, why aren't we going after Joe Biden? Go after the real neoliberals. And there were people only going after the. All right. And now we stuck with them. So, all right. Alrighty then. I don't understand, guys. I don't understand it. Feel like I missed somebody that quick. I'm still talking. Danae says, I don't like bowls of shit. Yeah, no one likes a bowl of shit. Dina is so funny, man. That's hilarious. I'm gone, man. You guys have got me cracking up. Have a great weekend. Please, man. I love you. I got love for you. And stay away from the turkey manure. Peace, Johnson. That's an inside joke from Tim Black. All right, the Tim Black Show is brought to you by you. Become a member of the Tim Black Wolfpack by going to patreon.com. Tim's Take Live. Do that today. For $5, starting at only $5. At only $5. $5. You can become a Wolfpack member. You can do that on Facebook and YouTube. You can do that on Patreon. Be cool, be safe. Revolution Johnsons.